Okay, I can do that.
Or you can mail it in, whatever works best for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you're all set. Thank you very much and have a great day.
You do as well. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Sanders. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
The prosecutor's in a breakout room. Let me pull up and see if she sent me the list of the offers. Hang on just a second.
Okay. Do you want my camera on or?
When I end up calling your case, yes, but for right now, you're fine.
Okay.
Let me see if.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Attorney Jim Gallagher again. Is it possible, just briefly, if I could just speak to my client real quickly?
Yes, you can. Ms. Manarino, we have Mr. Sanders on, who's a 930 case. Can you tell me what the offer is on that? Hey, Mr. Gallagher, do you know how to rejoin the breakout room?
Yes.
You hit rejoin. Go ahead and rejoin and I'll send your client there. Mr. Osmond, go ahead and hit join. What's the offer on Mr. Sanders' case?
You know, Judge, if he pleads guilty to the violation, I ask the court take that under advisement for 6 months.
Mr. Sanders,
Yes.
was this in the house or was it in a car?
I was outside working on my car, so it was just outside.
Mr. Sanders, if you plead to it, I'll defer it for 6 months. I won't fine you anything.
What is that?
I said, if you plead to it, I'll defer it for 6 months. I won't assess any costs. And at the end of the 6 months, don't get in trouble and it'll be dismissed.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form?
Yes.
And is it true that you were loud in your neighborhood on that day? I'll accept your plea. I'll zero out the fines and costs. Don't get in trouble in the next 6 months and I'll dismiss this. Okay?
Yep, sounds good.
You're good. You're all set. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
On the iPhone that just joined us, what's your last name?
This is Harris, Jennifer Harris.
Oh, Miss Harris, you're back. Oh, where's your attorney?
I was logged out of that room we were in. I didn't know how to join it back.
Oh, you're good. I'll bring him back. He's just, that's fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Mr. Gallagher, what's the status with your client?
We're ready to proceed with the offer that's been offered to him.
And Judge, when I talked to Mr. Gallagher, based on our conversation, the offer is allowing and dismiss the civil infraction.
Okay. You're, Mr. Osmond, you understand that by pleading guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form?
Yes.
And is it true that on or about November the 13th of last year, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle that you were in?
Yes.
It's a $200 ticket. The state adds $145 for a total of $345. Can you pay that within 30 days?
Yes.
I'll make a notation, pay it within 30 days. You can pay it online on our website. You can mail it in, or you can come live to the court and pay it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you're all set. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Bowditch, on Miss Harris's case. Mr. Bowditch, I brought you out of the breakout room and then you went right back in. Your client is in this main session.
Oh, all right.
Miss
I didn't know
Harris,
I thought she was going to come back into the breakout room.
well,
Yeah.
is that what you guys need to do? Do you still
Yes, ma'am.
need?
She just stepped out to speak with someone and she wanted to come right back in.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to get back inside of the room I was previously in.
My apologies, Judge.
That's fine. Mr. Bowditch, you know how to rejoin that room. I'm going to send her back there. So go ahead and rejoin room number 1 and then go ahead and hit join, Miss Harris. Bowen, Krisky, Scott. Let's see. Miss Scott, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
That's my case, Your Honor. And counsel should be coming on in just a minute.
on Bryce Bowen.
That's Mr. Mays's case, Judge. We've already reached an agreement on that.
Okay, this is Mays. So we're waiting on Mr. Mays. And who's the attorney on Scott?
Mr. Nasser.
Oh, okay. And then I also have the lady that's name is, Brandy Taylor.
Hi, Your Honor. I'm sitting here waiting on my son to come down. He's Denzel Tate.
What's the last name?
Tate, T-A-T-E.
That's mine, Judge.
I'm trying to find it. T-A-T-E?
Yeah, it's at 9:30, Judge.
Yeah, I'm looking alphabetically for the file. I wasn't looking
sorry.
for the, no, you're good. I found it. Okay, Scott, and then I have an iPhone user. What's your name on the iPhone?
This is Jennifer Harris back.
Oh, you're back, Miss Harris. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bowditch, what are we doing on Miss Harris's case?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Harris. As far as the arraignment, Judge, we would waive formal reading, stand mute. As far as the pretrial, Your Honor, Ms. Harris is requesting a bench trial in person.
I can do, Miss Manarino, can I
Yes,
do a bench trial, live? You'd have to do your Zoom here on the 4th of March.
Okay.
Does that work?
I guess. That's fine.
Well, we got to start doing them. So it'll be 11:30 on March 4th. Well,
Thank you,
if
Your
you've talked to the victim, Miss Manarino, you're sure that this is going?
Yeah, I spoke with her twice yesterday.
All right, then bench trial, March the 4th at 11:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you understand, Miss Harris? You're going to be here. You're the only one allowed in the building unless
Okay.
you have anyone else, you have to be masked and appropriately distanced. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we will see you on the 4th of next month at 11:30.
Do you need a
Okay.
discovery order on that, Jeff?
Yes, ma'am, if I could.
Okay.
Thank you for that other discovery, Angela.
All right, you're all set for now, Ms. Harris. We'll see you
Okay.
next month.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Ask what? Mr. Bowditch, did you get Michelle's chat?
No, Your Honor. Chat?
Look in the chat room. Yes, the chat. Look in the chat. Michelle sent you a message. Do you see it?
No, Your Honor. Where is it on the screen?
It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom if you see the word chat and it's got a little box.
I have an iPad, Your Honor. I'm not seeing that.
It still would be at the bottom.
Your Honor, I have nothing on the bottom of my screen but pictures of people.
Going on my iPad to pull it up so that I can tell you where it's at. You. Hit your screen, Mr. Bowditch. And at the top, all the way to the right, there's 3 little dots. Touch those 3 little dots and you see a box that says chat.
Yes, ma'am. I'll click on it right now.
All right, Miss Manarino, is Mr. Tate available yet? Or are we still waiting for him, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. He's right here.
Okay. Miss Manarino, on People versus Denzel Tate, what's the offer?
6 months under 771, Judge.
Mr. Tate, the offer from the prosecutor is a deferred sentence for a period of 6 months. Upon successful completion of the 6-month period, payment of $250 and costs, this case would be dismissed. You can take that plea. You can talk to the court-appointed attorney. If you want to understand that plea better, it's your choice, whatever you want to do.
So I'm his mother, Your Honor. I don't understand.
Are you representing him?
No, I
Taking
just,
it from your designation as a referee, are you an attorney?
no, ma'am. I don't know why it keeps coming up like that. We had a referee attorney a long time ago.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just a
fine.
mom.
You know what I'm going to do though? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. Mr. Bowditch, were you listening?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so he can explain everything to you, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Bowditch, go back to breakout room number 1. And all you have to do is hit join, Miss Taylor. On the ordinance, what do you hear on?
We've got a handful this morning, Judge, but none of them are here yet. There's like 4 dog cases that are on the docket.
Okay. I have Miss Thompson joining.
Hello,
Good morning, Miss Thompson. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What's the offer on Miss Thompson's case?
Bob, what's the status of that one?
That one, she did get her dog license.
Does not have a license?
It didn't at the time, but it does now.
Oh, okay. What's the other ticket?
That's some groovy court.
The no dog license and an animal at large.
Okay. Miss Thompson, did you have an animal that got out of your yard?
He got out of my control. I don't have a yard. I live in an apartment complex.
Gotcha. Okay. how did he get loose? What?
He just basically saw something interesting, and the person who was walking him, he just took off, but we got him back under our control within like maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, did he bite anyone or attack anyone while he was?
No.
Okay. Judge, if Miss Thompson pleads responsible to the animal at large because she has the license now, we would dismiss that.
The animal at large is a $180 ticket, ma'am. If you paid that civil infraction, the misdemeanor would be dismissed. Are you interested in taking that plea?
Yes.
Can you pay that within 30 days?
I will have to set up a payment plan. I'm just now starting to work.
That's fine. Can you pay $50 a month?
That works.
Can I get your cell phone number?
734-972-3138.
And an email so we can send you the payment plan.
T_.
Wait. What's the first letter?
T as in Tom.
Got it.
Yep.
Underscore.
Akasha, AKASHA @yahoo.com.
Perfect. We'll send you a payment plan. I'll dismiss the other cases and you're all set. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. On Miss Scott, we're waiting on an attorney. On Mr. Bowen, we're waiting on an attorney. Mr. Krisky, that's you, Miss Manorino.
Yes, Judge. That one's another loud music. We could do 6 months on that. If he's willing to plead.
Mr. Krisky, I had another one of your case, another person with the same type of case this morning. I told him if he pled no trouble for 6 months, I dismiss it and I wouldn't assess any costs. Are you interested in taking that plea deal?
That works.
All right. You understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes.
And is it true that you were making excessive noise on October the 8th when you were in Van Buren Township?
Yes.
I'll accept your plea. I'll defer it for 6 months. I won't assess any cost, no trouble, and it'll be dismissed, okay?
Sounds good.
You're all set. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Mr. Mays, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
I have Mr.
Start my
Bowen.
video.
My understanding is that there's a plea on the table to this reckless driving. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. And I thought that we'd already done the plea to the reckless.
Oh,
That
yeah, I
sounds-
have the plea. So
Sure.
why is it back here?
He's here for sentencing, Judge.
I already wrote on here
the-
that it's $645. So why are you back?
Because the sentencing never technically took place.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I wrote plea by mail. Is that why? Because we were gonna do it as a
And then
plea
they
by mail,
tried to-
and they must have put it on here as a regular. All right, so
There
I
you
did.
go.
So I really didn't take the plea then, because I wrote plea by mail. Mr. Bowen, is it your understanding that you're gonna plead guilty to this reckless charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it true that on April the 5th of 2019, you were driving your vehicle reckless in Van Buren Township?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea and assess the same thing which it was before, which is $500 in fines and costs and $145 with the state cost for a total of $645. Can you pay that within 30 days, Mr. Bowen?
I'll have to set up a payment plan, Your Honor.
What's your monthly amount that you need to pay?
I'll be doing at least 150 a month. If I can pay it off
I'll make it,
faster.
that's fine. I'll do $150 a month payment plan. I have a telephone number for you of 530-306-0726
Yes, Your Honor.
and an email address of brycebowen93@gmail.com.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Then we will send you the payment plan and you're all set.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. All right, Mr. Mays, have a great day. Or do you have anything else, Mr. Mays?
I've got to talk to the prosecutor about Leanne Reeves, but she's not scheduled to check in until 9:30.
Well, you might as well go ahead and talk to her and then,
Yeah.
for 1 second though, Miss Manarino, do you have Vukovic or
Yeah.
Barakat?
Yeah, Vukovic is mine. That was another noise sort of complaint, so.
Why don't we do that one real quick first?
Okay.
And what was the other one that I just said? I saw somebody else checking in. Oh, Barakat. I don't
think that's mine, Judge.
I don't even see that as mine. I don't think the name is accurate on that. The person that just joined, Barakat, what case are you on?
Yeah, my case is give me 1 sec. You want me to read you my case number?
Nope, I want you to give me your last name.
Yeah, that is Bearcat. That's my last name.
Then you might be in the wrong place. Michelle, will you
It said
look up?
join court. It says on my paper, join courtroom 3. And it shows your name.
I figured that's what it does. It still may be the wrong place. Michelle, can you look up Mr. Barakat? Oh, wait a second. You're not a sentencing, are you? Let me look.
No.
Okay.
It's for a jet ski ticket.
Michelle, can you look him up? Hang on just a second, Mr. Barakat. We're looking you up.
Yes, ma'am.
And then on Miss Vukovic. Miss Vukovic, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Miss Manarino, what's the status of this case?
We could do 6 months on this. This was another noise type complaint.
What time, Michelle? Mr. Barakat, you are accurate that your case is in front of me. The one thing that you got wrong is, what date does your notice say?
It says for February 5 at,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't say any time. It just says February 5.
Okay, it's at what time, Michelle? Okay, and what is today's date, Mr. Barakat?
Today's February 5, right? I didn't hear what she said, to be honest.
No, I know you didn't hear what she says. Look at your phone and tell me what today's date is.
Okay, give me 1 second. February 5. I'm so sorry.
So, Mr. Barakat, I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day.
You too. On Miss Vukovic's case, Mr. Manarino, yes.
6 months.
6 months deferred. Miss Vukovic, if you plead guilty, they'll recommend a deferred sentence for a period of 6 months. Upon successful completion of the 6-month period and payment of $200 in costs, this case will be dismissed. Are you interested in taking that plea, or would you like to talk to the court-appointed attorney?
So I can just take 6 months to pay off $200?
Correct. Yeah, I can give you a payment plan. Correct.
Yes, please.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes.
And is it true that on or about October the 10th, you were in Van Buren Township and you were acting in a disorderly fashion?
Arguing with my ex, yes.
Well,
I can't move all the way up north to get away from him right afterwards.
Okay, well, smart move then.
Yes.
Did you say you can pay $50 a month?
Can I pay $50 a month over 6 months? I have help. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's actually going to be 4 months. It'll be deferred
Over
for 6
4
months, but if you pay $50 a month.
Okay, so I'll do my best to get the $50.
Okay, if you need a little bit of time or whatever, make sure you reach out to us. Can I get a cell phone number for you?
I don't have one, but
do you have? Okay, can I get an email?
I got a landline.
Okay, do you have an email address?
Yep. It's my name, Vukovic.
Okay. VUKOVICH dot.
Yeah. Susan.
Okay.
Gmail.
At Gmail?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We will send you the $50 a month payment plan. Can you
you
verify
have-
your address? Because
Yeah,
did you
that's
say?
what I wanted
Wait,
to do.
Miss Vukovic. hold on. Can you verify your address? Because I heard you say you moved up north. So that
Yeah,
would mean
yeah.
the Daisy address is incorrect.
Nope, I'm far away from there. It
Okay,
is
what's the address?
5060 Brenda, as the name, Drive. And it's up in Prescott, Michigan. 48756.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
48756. All right, perfect. We will send you the payment plan. No trouble for the 6 months.
Okay.
Make the payments and it'll be dismissed. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time with
Have a
it.
wonderful day.
You
Mr.
too,
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Mr. Tate's case?
Yes, Your Honor. Jeffrey Bowditch, for the record, Your Honor. We would waive the formal reading at the arraignment, and Mr. Tate wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor for the pretrial, Your Honor.
Mr. Tate, do you understand that by pleading guilty to this charge, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form? And you're going to take this plea, is that correct?
Yes.
And is it true that honor about October?
On that since he's 17.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it as a HIDA.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Yep, absolutely. Deferred for 6 months. Is it true that honor about October the 12th, that you were at the Meyer in Belleville and you took property without paying for it?
Yes, ma'am, but it was an honest mistake. They said that it was I believe 2 shirts or a shirt that they said didn't ring up, so I just turned around and showed them my receipt and everything, and
I'm not taking a plea if he doesn't think he did anything that makes him guilty.
Your Honor, I tried to make that explanation to him.
Yeah.
He does want the plea, ma'am. He's only 17. He wants it. Mr. Bow was very thorough in how he explained it to him.
Why don't I do it like this, Miss Mannery? I'll take it as a no contest, meaning he's not contesting the charge. Oh, okay, Mom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I'll accept the plea as a no contest. I'll defer it for 6 months. Do you need time to pay the $250? Can you either pay it within 30 days or I can give you a $50 a month payment plan?
I'll pay it, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a notation, pay within 30 days. You can pay it online, you can pay it at the court, you can mail it in. No trouble for 6 months. You don't have to follow up. We'll pull his record on it as long as there's no violations. I'll dismiss it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
Your Honor,
we have
with your
Mr.
permission, I'm
Nasser
going to make.
jumping on. And then, Mr. Bowditch, did you want to talk to Miss Manarino?
Your Honor, I need to call that guy in the parking lot. That's what.
Go ahead
Michelle
and go
sent me.
on mute then and call him. Go ahead.
All
But
right.
do you know what the plea offer is, Mr. Bowditch?
On Mr. Carter, retail
I have no
fraud.
idea I know that there was somebody in the parking lot. I didn't know who it was. Is
Well,
that
then-
Sam
Anthony
Carter?
Carter?
Anthony Carter, Angela.
There's no offer because of his prior history.
All
All
right,
right.
you can
I'm
put him on speaker when you get him, because I know he's in the parking lot.
All right, I'm going to go on mute, Your Honor.
Okay, that's right. Mr. Nasser, we have your client, Mr. Scott, on, and this is I apologize, hang on one second. Yeah, this is an airport case. Did you need to talk to Mr. Zick?
Actually, Judge, myself and Mr. Zick already spoke this morning.
Okay.
There is an offer which we're still working on. So in light of that, Mr. Zick indicated he's not opposed to an adjournment, so we can continue to work on a resolution on this. My client is employed with the government. She's a police officer, also in law school. So we're covering, we're trying to cover all our bases to make sure that.
I understand. Is a month good enough? March the 4th at 8:45?
Perfect.
All right, I'm scanning, looking for your client. Oh, I see her up in my upper left. All right, Ms. Scott, I'm gonna adjourn this matter for 1 month to March the 4th at 8:45, okay?
Yes,
It'll
ma'am.
be right back here.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, you're all set then. We'll see you next month.
Thank you, Judge. Always a pleasure seeing you.
You too.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. And then Mr. McDaniel, who's trying to join us, do we have any idea whose case that is? Oh, I see him. He's at 9:30.
Mhm. On that one, the offer is 6 months and no contact with the complainants.
Oh, Mr. Mays, did you want, who's your client that is at 9:30?
Leanne Reeves, Your Honor.
I don't.
And Angela and I basically already have it worked out. I just
Oh,
need
no, no, that's fine. I don't see her at 9:30. What time is she at?
9:30?
No. Oh, she's at 9:50.
Oh,
You're not allowed to go you're not going anywhere.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this one before?
Yes, this is the one where you withdrew the DLAD.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You strong armed me by text now, too.
I did.
All right, so we're waiting on Miss Reeves. And I've got Mr. McDaniel's, let's see, I've got McGawkin and can you hear me, Miss McGawkin?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Manorino, is there an offer on Miss McGawkin's case?
Judge, on that one, I would ask for an adjournment. I have attempted to make contact with the complainant. I haven't been successful, and I think there might be an issue with restitution on this one, so I'd like to speak with her on that.
Miss McGawkin, I'm gonna adjourn this matter for 1 month to March the 4th at 11:15. Okay,
Well, I have my baby in March, so March, I don't know.
when are
Which
you
day?
due?
It says March 28th, but we're talking about induction.
Well, I mean, March the 4th is almost a month before that. If you end up that if you're unavailable, you can email and contact us and we'll adjourn it, okay?
Okay.
I'll leave it for March the 4th for the moment. Can I get a cell phone number and an email from you?
313-437-0013. And then the email is georgia1115@att.net.
Georgia1115@att.net.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make this on March the 4th at 11:15. If there's a problem, you can email us or reach out to us and we'll adjourn it. Otherwise, hopefully we'll take care of it on that day, okay?
Okay, will I get a letter in the mail with the
You're
date,
gonna get
or-
another notice. Yep, to your 42124 Richmond address.
Okay.
All right, you're all set for today.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Your Honor, we are ready on Mr. Carter. He wishes to plead guilty to the charges.
Mr. Carter, do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And
Your
is
Honor.
it true that you were at the Meyer in Belleville or in Van Buren on October the 11th and you took property without paying for it?
Unfortunately, yes, Your Honor.
I won't put you on probation. It is a $300 ticket and the state adds $145 for a total of $445. Do you need time to pay that?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Can I give you a $50 a month payment plan?
Yes, sure can, Your Honor.
Can I get a cell phone number and an email from you?
Cell phone numbers 810-522-3038.
And an email?
I don't have email. I don't know how to work. I don't even know how to work this phone.
Okay, is your hard address the 11126 Grover Street, apartment 1?
No, it's apartment 2, Your Honor. I don't know why they put that 1 on there.
Okay, I got it. I'll amend it to apartment 2. Then we'll send you the paperwork, make the $50 a month payments, and you'll be all set with us, okay? And you can come over to the court, we're close, or you can go online. Sounds like maybe you don't have access to online, so you can always come and make the monthly payments live, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Nunley. What case are you on?
I have 3 today. The first one is at 9:30 and it's Michelle Harrison.
Didn't we already do her?
No, I got that confused with Harris this morning, Judge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. The person that says my iPhone, I apologize. What's your last name? My iPhone 11. Hello. The person that has Rich's iPhone 8 Plus. What's your name?
Rich Gizmondi.
What's your last name?
Gizmondi.
With
Oh,
a
here we
G, with a G?
Yes.
Hang on, let me look.
It's one of mine, Judge.
I got it. Mr. Gizmondi, Ms. Manarino, what's the offer on Mr. Gizmondi's case?
Bob, is there a license for that dog now? Okay,
Yes.
so we would dismiss the ticket for not having the dog license if he pleads responsible to the animal at large.
The civil infraction is a $180 ticket if you want to pay that, and then the misdemeanor will be dismissed. And I can give you time to pay that if you want.
I mean, that's really my only option is to do that.
Well, I mean, you can ask for a trial. I can have you talk to the court-appointed attorney if you want.
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, these instances are few and far between.
That's fine. Mr. Bowditch, it's a dog case. It's a no dog license and the civil infraction of animal at large. The plea offer is to plea to the animal at large, which is a $180 ticket, and the misdemeanor is dismissed. If you'd go in a breakout room with Mr. Gizmondi,
Yes, Your Honor.
then you can rejoin breakout room number 1, and I'll send him there. Mr. Gizmondi, all you have to do is hit join.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, on the person with the identifier of my iPhone 11, can you hear me? I'm allowing the victim's advocate in. Is she here for you? Because she's got to watch on YouTube. I'm only letting her in to talk to her. Is she here for you, Angela?
I don't think so.
Okay. Kathy, what are you here for? What are you here for?
Jason Gonzalez, Adam Sirota, and Carrie Smith.
Okay, I pretty much don't think that's my docket. Are those state cases?
It has your name on it. It says remote free trial.
Okay, at what time?
The Gonzalez is at 9:10.
No, I don't have anybody on my, you're either on the wrong day or on the wrong whatever. I have a Van Buren local docket today.
You know, it is the wrong day. And I'm
Goodbye.
sorry. Bye,
Yep,
sorry. Have a
you're
good
okay.
day.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Once again, the person on the iPhone, does somebody represent Mr. McDaniel? Probably not. The gentleman that's trying to join us, and I don't have a phone number for him.
I don't have one either, Judge.
No, it's not. There's not one on the file. We have a Dallas Stone entering.
That's mine.
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Mr. Gismondi's case?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gismondi wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor.
Mr. Gismondi, do you understand that by paying, pleading responsible to the civil infraction that the other case will be dismissed? You have to unmute yourself, lower left.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you need time to pay the $180?
A little bit of time, yes. We have a big expenditures coming up, yes.
Do you want me to give you a payment plan of $50 a month, or do you want me to just write pay within 45 or 60 days?
Pay within would be fine.
Okay. Is
We have to
45
start
days?
cancer treatment for one of the dogs.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And we just had one pass away in December from cancer, so.
I know how that feels. I wrote pay within 60 days, so take care of it within 60 days and you're all set, okay? And I'll dismiss the other case.
Will I get something in the mail for that? or?
You won't. It's just to pay within that time. So mark it down and you can pay it online, you can pay it at the court, you can mail it in. All right?
Okay.
All
And
right,
what was
you're
the
all
total
set.
fine?
Pardon?
And what was the total fine?
180.
180? Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Mr. Gismondi.
Have a great
you.
day. Mr. Stone, I see your hand raised. I think you're the first person that since I started doing this that raised their hand. Can you hear me, Mr. Stone? Lower left, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're perfect. Miss Manarino, is there an offer on Mr. Stone's case?
Judge, I haven't been able to talk to the victim on this one. Her voicemail is always full. So I just asked for an adjournment so I can try and make contact with her by some other means.
All right, Mr. Stone, I'm gonna adjourn this for the prosecutor to try to make contact with the victim. In this case, do you have contact with the victim?
No, I honestly do not. I don't talk to nobody.
Okay, I was just asking. I was just asking.
Okay.
I'm gonna adjourn it for 1 month to March the 4th at 11:15.
Okay.
And you will get another notice and we'll see you next month. Same Zoom, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. You have
You're
a
welcome.
wonderful
Have
day.
a great day.
You too.
And Mr. McDaniel, you figured out how to join us. Now you got to do is hit, yep. Miss Manarino, what's the offer on Mr. McDaniel's case?
771 for 6 months and no contact with the complainants.
Mr. McDaniel, the prosecutor's offering a deal of if you plead guilty to this disorderly, stay out of trouble for 6 months, pay a $200 fine, that this case will be dismissed. You can take that plea, you can talk to the prosecutor, talk to the court-appointed attorney if you would like to about the about the plea?
No, ma'am, I'm not pleading to nothing. I'm in my yard, mowing my yard.
Wait, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room. Mr. McDaniel, I'm gonna put you, Mr. McDaniel, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch and you can talk to him. Mr. Bowditch, did you hear? 6 months, $200. Mr. McDaniel, go ahead and hit join and Mr. Bowditch will meet you in the breakout room. There's a thing that come up on your phone that says join. Hit join to talk to the court-appointed attorney. Mr. Bowditch, rejoin breakout room number 1 with Mr. McDaniel. Mr. Shiverton, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can.
Hello.
Ms. Manarino, is that your case or Mr. Zick's?
It's mine.
Mr. Zick has no business this morning, apparently. He's just taking up space in my room. On Mr. Shiverton's case, what's the offer?
771 for 6 months.
Mr. Shiverton, the offer from the prosecutor is if you plead guilty to this, they'll recommend a deferred sentence for a period of 6 months, pay $200 in costs, don't get in trouble, and it'll be dismissed. Are you interested in taking that offer, or would you like to talk to the court-appointed attorney?
What's a deferred sentence for 6 months, ma'am?
It means that you're pleading guilty, but I hold it for 6 months. If you pay the $200 at the end and don't get any during the time frame and don't get in any trouble, then I dismiss it.
Okay.
It doesn't go on your record.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Okay. Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
I do.
And is it true that on October the 11th, you were acting in a disorderly fashion?
True, I was.
I will defer it for 6 months. Can you pay the $200 within 30 days or do you need a payment plan?
I would like a payment plan, please.
Can you pay $50 a month?
Yes.
I'll do a $50 a month payment plan. Can I get a cell phone number from you?
Yes. 734-410-0530.
And an email.
It'll be my name, Joseph Shiverton Stewart.
On your email is hang on just a second. Is Shiverton Stewart hyphenated?
No, no hyphen.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Only because I have that hyphenated last name, so I know how it goes. Okay, Shiverton Stewart at what?
Gmail.
At gmail.com. Okay, perfect. I will accept your plea. I'll defer it for the 6 months, give you a $50 a month payment plan. No trouble for the 6 months. Make the payments. I'll pull your records. You don't have to come back and I'll dismiss it. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Yep,
The
you have a-
person that's on my iPhone 11. Can you hear me? Hello? All right, we'll wait for a few minutes. Ma'am, what's your last name?
Are you talking to me?
I am. I have been trying to.
You know what?
It's okay.
That's Ms. Reeves.
Oh,
Reeves.
okay. All right. Yeah, I just sent her a message too on the chat. I'm like, who are you? Okay, on People versus Leanne Reeves, what are we doing, Mr. Mays?
I don't know, Judge. Ms. Manarino, what is the offer?
I don't know. I thought we needed to talk about this one.
Okay.
So
Am I
don't-
putting you
because
guys
I
in a
don't know if there
breakout
is
room?
somewhere.
You
All
can,
right.
Judge. Yeah.
Miss Manarino, you're already in breakout room number 2, so go back there.
Okay.
Mr. LeBlanc, just hang out. I pulled your file, and as soon as the prosecutor, she's in a breakout room, as soon as she gets back, I'll talk to you, okay? Mr. Nunley, you want to call Miss Harris?
Or which one? Miss Harrison? Is she the one that was at 9:30? Yeah, I've tried to call her a few times and I haven't been able to connect with her.
Well, I mean, regardless, Miss Manarino, I know that Miss Harris, Melanie Harris White hasn't appeared, but my understanding is that that was the one that's a dismissal.
No.
Oh,
It was
which one was the one
Harrison.
that was a dismissal?
Harrison, Michelle Harrison.
Oh, okay,
She just
not.
started reading the OP.
Oh, no, Michelle Harrison. I pulled the wrong file.
Yeah, no, I've spoke to Miss Harris, to Melanie Harris White.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michelle Lynn Harrison, that's a dismissal?
Yes, and I think that's yours, isn't it, Royce?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, I
but
can't find the complainant.
She hasn't appeared, but Mr. Nunley, I'm not inclined to bench warrant someone that I know is a dismissed case.
Okay. I
Did you try to call Miss Harrison?
I did. I spoke with her for.
Okay, I was confused about the Harris because that's the file I pulled, so I wasn't. Well, I'm going to dismiss it, Mr. Nunley, and I'm going to put it to the side so
Okay.
that if she shows up, I'll tell her, but I'm not inclined to hold it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Well, you can say sure. There are some people, you know. Anyway, Miss Manarino, on the Reeves case with Mr. Mays.
Yes, I think he needs to speak to his client. I don't know if he was calling.
Yeah, Judge, if you could put me in a breakout room with my client really quick, we're going to take a plea.
All right, what I'm gonna do is, Mr. Mays,
Or
you're already in breakout room 2. I'm gonna send your client there.
all right. Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. Miss Reeves, all you have to do is hit join. Mr. Bowditch, on Mr. McDaniel's case.
Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. McDaniel. Today's the date and time set for arraignment. We've waived formal reading, stand mute. He's requesting a bench trial in this matter, Your Honor.
I'm gonna do the bench trial at 11:45 on the 4th.
Can you repeat that, please? We didn't hear you.
Oh,
Good morning, Mr. McDaniel. We're doing a bench trial on March the 4th at 11:45, and that'll be live in the courthouse.
okay.
So you have to
Your
come over to the court and be here before 11:45 on March
No,
4th. Do you understand?
ma'am,
Yes?
Now, if it man called Bateman PD again, what am I supposed to do? Every time I turn around, he called Bateman PD for no reason. I'm in my yard, mowing my yard, cleaning my yard, and he comes down here and yelling, howling, screaming at me like he's nuts. I don't know what your problem is. I ain't never
Okay,
got afraid of
I don't
man.
know. I can only deal with the case that I have in front of me. And if they call the police, you just have to talk to the police when they show up. I'm not sure what the dynamics is or what's going on with this case. I mean, I'll settle this case on March the 4th. If there are ongoing issues, Ms. Manarino, I don't know. Do you have a background on this case?
Yes, there's, long-term ongoing issues from what I understand.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I'm gonna resolve it even when I resolve this case, it sounds like. So you just have to show up on the 4th and we'll deal with that case and then we'll see how it goes going forward. Maybe whatever happens next month on the 4th will help to
And
settle
what
the
time?
cases, the dispute going forward. I apologize.
What time, ma'am?
11:45, you have to be at the court.
11:45.
Yep.
Okay, thank you,
You're-
baby. You have a good
You're
day.
welcome. You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Mr. LeBlanc. Miss Manarino, we have Matthew LeBlanc on. Is there an offer?
He has an attorney on that one, I thought, Judge.
Oh, you know what? He has, actually Mark LeBlanc, who just joined us. Did you want to talk to Mr. The attorney? It's
Yes,
Matthew,
please.
Mark. I imagine there's some relationship.
I assume so.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was sitting here talking. I realized I didn't have my microphone on.
No, you're totally good.
Great.
Mr. LeBlanc, do you need a breakout room with Miss Manarino?
Please, I would appreciate it.
Okay, I will put you in a breakout room. Hang
Am
on.
I going back to two?
No, you're not, because I'm gonna move you
Oh, Mr. Mays
to
is
3 because Mr. Mays is in there.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Mr. LeBlanc, I'm gonna have you join breakout room number 3 with Miss Manarino. Go ahead and hit
Beautiful.
join.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Relay it to you. Chance for possible dismissal.
Mr. Bazzi, who do you represent?
Your Honor, I'm just checking in for Johnny Hamoudi, attorney. He's an Albert Faulkner.
He was walking in there.
He's on what case?
Albert Faulkner.
Albert Faulkner. Okay, hang on just a second. Beginning with an F?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Mr. Zick, Mr. Faulkner's case is your client. Are you expecting Mr. Faulkner to appear, Mr. Bazzi?
Your Honor, can you put me in a breakout room with Mr. Zick?
I can do that, sure, I think.
Thank you.
Hang on one second. Yeah, Mr. Zick, I'm gonna put you in breakout room number 1.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm trying to, hang on just a second. There you go. Go ahead and hit join. Mr. Boone, I got you checked in. Hang out just a minute and I will get the prosecutor and find out what the status of your case is. Mr. Winiger, I gotta pull your file. Hang on. Mr. Winiger, do you have an attorney?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, let's get the prosecutor. Give me just a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, just hang out. All right, Ms. Manorino, on Mr. LeBlanc's case.
Judge, I believe counsel needs to speak with his client briefly, and then we hopefully will have a resolution.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna put you, do you know how to rejoin that breakout room? Oh, never mind. You came back, so I got it. All right. And your client,
Same last name.
I got it. I'm trying to find him. I'm gonna put you in breakout room number 3. And then I don't know why I can't find you on my list now.
I have a 46035.
No, I see it. But when I open the breakout rooms, it's not giving me that option. That's weird. Let me see if I click on you, if I can do it. I don't know why it won't let me. Oh, you know why? I bet you. Yep, you're already assigned to breakout room number 3, so hit rejoin.
Okay.
Miss Manorino, I have Mr. Boone and Mr. Winiger. Do you know what the offer is on either one of those?
Is Boone mine?
No, it's not. It's airport. I apologize.
Okay.
I have to get him when he comes back out. Mr. Winiger,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the offer on Winiger, Miss Manorino?
You know, Judge, I'm kind of stuck on this one. Because I'm not sure what to do with it, to be honest. I think on the OWI, I'd reduce that to an impaired, and then he's got to plead on either the interference or the A and B.
Mr. Bowditch, on Mr. Winiger, John Winiger, it's an A and B, operating while intoxicated and resisting and obstructing. The
Yes,
offer
sure.
is impaired in either one of the other misdemeanors. Mr. Winiger, momentarily, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. Mr. Bowditch, did you have another defendant that you talked to, or are we good to put you in?
No, Your Honor, I'm good to be put in.
Okay, all right, then, go ahead and rejoin breakout room number 1, and I'll send Mr. Winiger there.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, Mr. Winiger, go ahead and hit join. Mr. Zick,
Yes, Your Honor.
on which case did you have?
We just did Faulkner, but counsel said that he's gonna have a different attorney sign in, and they're gonna be asking for an adjournment on that one.
Okay, that's fine. And then, Mr. Mays is in the breakout room with Miss Reeves still. Mr. LeBlanc is in the breakout room. We have Mr. Boone, Mr. Zick.
Okay.
What's the offer on Boone?
That was 771 for 4 months.
Oh, yeah, the offers, and I apologize. I actually knew this, that
I thought you were just testing me, Judge.
no, it's because Miss Manorino doesn't do plea agreements. So when I'm going back and forth, it gets a little bit confusing for me. Mr. Boone, can you hear me? You have to unmute yourself, lower left. There's a little red thing through a microphone. You got to unmute it. Do you see it? Well, I can't do your case till you figure it out. So it's lower left. Letting in Seals and Farah.
There it is. It was at the top. It was at
Okay.
the top.
Are you on a laptop?
iPad.
Oh, you're right. On the iPad, it is on the top. I have Farah and Seals are the two people I just let in.
Seals is Mr. Bowdich's client.
On Mr. Farah, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. The prosecutor is offering that if you plead to a double parking and pay a $200 fine, they'll dismiss this misdemeanor. Are you interested in taking that plea?
So as a misdemeanor, like, would that go on my record?
No, I'm saying it would be a double parking. It's like a parking ticket. You pay a $200 fine, it's double parking, and the misdemeanor is dismissed.
Yes, I can do, I guess I can do so, because I know there's probably going to be some fines for anyways, regardless.
So this would be $200. You pay it within 30 days and you're done with us.
Okay,
And
that's fine.
And it's a parking ticket, okay?
That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna make that notation on the file, pay it within 30 days. You can mail it to the court. You can go on our website and pay it online. Or you can show up live and pay it, okay?
So I just show up live at the courthouse and pay it?
You can do that as one of the options if you want to, correct?
Let her know you live in Florida.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds great. Thank you.
then you're all set. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
You said that Seals is Mr. Bowdich's?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Boone, there's an offer on the table that if you plead to the assault and battery, that they're recommending a deferred sentence for a period of 4 months upon successful completion of the 4-month period and payment of $300 in costs, this case will be dismissed. Are you interested in taking that plea, or would you like to talk to the court-appointed attorney?
Just 1 second.
Let her know that you have to board planes and yachts.
So that what you're saying is after 4 months, there'll be nothing on my record?
Correct.
Yes. So, yeah, that's fine.
But it's $300 in cost. Do you understand?
No, I'm okay with that. As long as I have nothing on my record then I'm okay.
At the end, yep. Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form?
Yes. Yes.
And is it true that on or about November the 2nd, you were at the airport and you got into a dispute with somebody where you assaulted, pushed, shoved, unconsented touching?
Yes. Okay, yes, that's fine.
I'll accept your plea. I'll defer it for 3 months. Do you, can you pay the $300 within 30 days?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write pay within 30 days. You can pay it online, you can mail it in, you can come over to the court. And then at the end of the 4 months, we'll pull your records. You don't have to come in and we'll dismiss it. Do you understand?
Yep, thank you very much. Appreciate it,
You're
Your Honor.
welcome. Yep, you're all set. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Mr. Mays on Miss Reeves, what are we doing?
Judge, Ms. Reeves has a prior offense from 18 years ago. And as a result of that, we're concerned that she might be looking at a 5-year revocation in her home state. So I would ask that this matter be adjourned so that she can contact an attorney in Missouri to talk about her driver's license ramifications. And if you could just give us a new date, that'd be
March the 4th at 11:15.
March 4.
March 4th.
And I'm sorry, at what time, Judge?
11:15.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you next month.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. LeBlanc,
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I am ready, as is my client.
People versus Matthew LeBlanc. What are we doing with this case?
What
Your
we're gonna do
Honor,
here, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Ms. Marino.
Judge, we'd move to dismiss the 2 original misdemeanor charges and add a third civil infraction of double parking with a fine of $400.
Can that be paid within 30 days?
That could be
Yes.
paid tomorrow afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, you can pay it online, pay it live in person, or you can mail a check in. I amended it and dismissed the misdemeanors and you're all set.
Your Honor, thank you very much. Thank you for your time this morning.
You're
Ms.
welcome. Have a
Mannarino.
great day.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Ms.
You're
Mannarino.
all set. Next we have Mr. Bowditch with
Ready on Mr. Winiger, Your Honor.
on Mr. Winiger. People versus John Winiger. What are we doing?
Your Honor, Jeffrey Bowditch, for the record, we're going to waive the formal reading and stand mute on the arraignment. As far as the pretrial, we wish to take the mercy of the prosecutor, plead guilty to an added count of impaired and to the charge of obstruction with the understanding the assault and battery would be dismissed.
Is that your under and the original operating while intoxicated?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Winiger?
Ma'am,
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
yes, ma'am.
And is it true that on or about July the 24th of last year, you were in Van Buren Township and you consumed alcohol before getting behind the wheel of the vehicle that you were in?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result of your consumption of alcohol, your ability to drive was impaired?
Yes, ma'am.
And then apparently when the officers showed up or whatever, you resisted.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it voluntary?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody promise you or threaten you to get you to plead guilty in this matter?
No, ma'am.
I'll accept the plea. Is your phone number 734-626-1463?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your email?
I don't have one at this time. I didn't set one up yet. I just got a new phone yesterday.
That's fine. Is your address the 28497 Greenview in Romulus?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The phone number is correct. Probation will be in contact with you and then we'll do the sentencing by Zoom, okay?
Okay.
All right, so make sure that you fill out the paperwork that she's gonna send you. Got it?
Got it, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much and have a great day.
You too.
Mr. Nunley, Miss Harris is joining us right now.
Okay, perfect.
And on Raymond Seals. What was the offer on Mr. Seals' case? Miss Mannarino?
Mr. Bowditch and I discussed it earlier this week.
Your Honor, Mr. Seals is requesting a jury trial. I've already spoken to Mr. Seals.
All right, as you obviously know, we're not setting jury trials right now, so I will make a notation that this matter is to be set for a jury trial, although we don't have audio. Mr. Seals, can you hear me? Unmute yourself. Yep.
This is his mother, Pamela Seals. He told me his hearing was at 10:40.
Okay, I
And
don't,
I just got in early to make sure that I didn't have any issues.
Yes, Your Honor, it is scheduled for 10:40.
okay, then can you call back in a half hour, Miss Seal, so you're not taking up space in my room? Or
Oh,
get him, is he there?
No, he's not with me. No. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't know that it took up space. I'll come back on. Sorry.
Okay, nope, you're welcome. All right. We'll see you in an hour or half hour, excuse me. Mr. Hamud,
Yes, Your Honor.
what
morning.
case are you on?
Faulkner?
Oh, I gotcha. Are you
Thank you.
expecting Mr. Faulkner?
No, Your Honor, if I could ask to waive his presence today. We're just mulling over an offer made by the prosecutor at this time and need a little bit of time, if that's okay.
30 days, March the 4th at 11:30.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so that's the new notice, so you can let your client know that.
Will do.
Same place, same Zoom, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
And then Ms. Harris is still trying to join. I have Mr. Byers joining in and Attorney Stephen Barker.
Byers is mine also.
Do we need to talk about that one, Royce?
I think we need to talk about the Harris one. Well, yeah, I guess both of them.
Yeah. Do you want to put me and Mr. Nunley into a breakout room?
I will, but wait 1 minute. Mr. Barker, what's your client's name? Because I'm pretty sure his client is with him, if I remember correctly. Mr. Barker, what's
Yeah.
your client's name?
Timothy Wilder, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of Zoom with 14A, so I'll have to mute and wait. If you can pass us for a couple of
Is
moments.
Mr. Wilder with you or no?
I believe he's online. I don't know.
Oh,
he's
no,
not
no,
with
no,
me.
we don't have him yet. Okay, for some reason, I thought that he was in your office.
No,
Yeah, you can go ahead. We're waiting for him.
Okay, I will call him.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Thank you.
And then Miss Manarino, I'm going to put you in the breakout room with Mr. Nunley.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're already in room number 3.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Well, no, you're not. Hang on a second.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I've got
Now you're in room number
June
3.
34th District Court on the phone zooming. Bear with me a second while I mute that.
Mr. Barker, can you please mute yourself? Mr. Nunley, go ahead and hit join.
Mr. Barker, could you please state your appearance, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr.
Stephen
Barker,
the
can you
applicant.
please mute yourself?
I'm trying to do 2 in 1 here. Where did the Zoom go? Damn it.
I did forward a copy of the police report to the court. However, I believe
Never mind, Mr. Barker, I did it. Good morning, Mr. Bears. Your attorney's in a breakout room with the prosecutor. I saw that you were joining, okay? So just hang out.
Okay,
Thanks.
no problem.
Ms. Harris, your attorney
Yes.
is in a breakout room with the prosecutor. We saw you trying to join, so he jumped in to talk to her. So we'll do your case in just a couple minutes, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Ms. Harris or Mr. Byers?
Your Honor, I wasn't aware I was to be speaking with them.
Oh, I thought you talked to, oh, no, it's not you. I apologize. It's Mr. Nunley. I knew it was MIDC. I apologize. Good morning, Mr. Bazey. How are you?
Good morning.
Hang on just a second. I have a stipulation from the prosecutor that if you plead to an added count of no operators on license on person, that the driving on suspended will be dismissed, and you owe the money. I'll give you a payment plan. You owe $245 on the old registration plate violation. You can take that plea. The cost would be.
Okay.
The cost would be $400. or you can talk to the court-appointed attorney if you would like.
Yes.
Do you want to talk to the court-appointed attorney?
Already I have my attorney.
Oh, you have an attorney? Oh, I apologize. I see Halili. Yeah, and that attorney is in the waiting room. Hang on just a
Yes.
second. I apologize. Mr. Zuber, you're either in the wrong place or that's not the name on the docket. What are you here for?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, my name's Charles Perrin.
What's the last name?
Perrin, Perrin.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Halili.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Do you need to talk to Mr. Zick?
Yes, please.
I will tell you, Mr. Zick, on Mr. Bazzi's case, the civil infraction is it is already he owes the money. It's already bench warranted, late feet, and it's beyond the time that we could set it aside.
Understood, Your Honor. He is willing and ready to pay for that. I just want to discuss the misdemeanor.
The driving on suspended. So I take it you're
Yes, sir.
looking for that he pays the outstanding civil infraction of $245 and the misdemeanor is dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Zick.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, I'll dismiss the misdemeanor. He does have to pay the $45 clearance to us.
Yes, ma'am.
On the misdemeanor, so he can go online and pay that. So he'll owe $290. Can he pay the $290 within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. He can pay online, correct?
Yes, he can. So it's
Okay.
a total on the two with the clearances of $290.
$290. And can he pay immediately, or does he have to wait until it clears the system?
Actually, he can go online, pull up his name and pay the $290, and then when they dispo it, they'll assess the fines and clear
Okay.
him out with the Secretary of State.
Awesome.
All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
thank
all
you.
set. Thank you very much. Have
You
a
have a
great
good
day.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Perrin, I'm waiting for the prosecutor out of a breakout room to find out what the plea offer is on your case. So I'm gonna put you in the line, okay? So just hang out for a few minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Bazzi, you're all set.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
For the man, man. Who wants the real deal? Like a good neighbor. They farm the best. Make your dream life.
Mr. Nunley, do you need to talk to either Ms. Harris or Mr. Byers?
Yes, I need to talk to Mr. Byers. Would it be okay if I popped over to Judge Oakley's room for about 5 minutes real quick, though? Apparently they're waiting for me.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want them to just wait for you then?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally going to be 2 seconds over there. It's just an adjournment.
Okay, then go ahead and come right back. The person that's on the iPhone, what's your last name?
Pratt.
Pratt?
Yes.
All right, and Miss Manorino, I have Mr. Perrin that just joined. Do you know what the offer is?
Yes, if he pleads, I will recommend the OWI to impaired and dismiss the possession charge.
Do you hear that, Mr. Bowditch? On Mr. Perrin, OWI impaired and dismiss the other misdemeanor, the drug crime. On Perrin, the last name is Perrin, Charles Perrin, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rejoin breakout room number 1. Mr. Perrin, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room to talk to the court-appointed attorney. Go ahead and hit join. Ms. Pratt?
Yes.
The airport prosecutor has a plea offered that if you plead guilty to this dangerous weapon in the prohibited area at the airport, that they'll recommend a deferred sentence for a period of 4 months. What was the weapon? It was a taser, correct?
Yes, it was a taser.
Upon successful completion of the 4-month period, payment of $400 in costs, this case will be dismissed. You can either take that plea or I can put you in line to talk to the court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Talk to an attorney.
Okay, hang out just a couple minutes.
Okay.
And Mr. Nunley, you're back. I'll put you in the breakout room with Mr. Byers. Mr. Byers, can you hear me?
I can.
I'm going to put you in a breakout room number 2 to go and talk to Mr. Nunley.
Alrighty.
Go ahead and hit join.
Hello, Miss Manarino.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, just fine. Keep scheduling all these trials in person.
Yes, ma'am. You know my opinion about Zoom.
Okay, Mr. Nunley on Mr. Byers' case.
Yep, he is emailing me some documentation right now that I'm going to share with Angela once I receive it. May I speak with Ms. Harris in a breakout room in the meantime?
Yes, you can. Ms. Harris, can you hear me? Ms. Harris?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Nunley, okay?
Okay, thank
Mr. Nunley,
you.
you're still in breakout room number 2. I'm gonna send Ms. Harris there.
Thank you.
Go ahead and hit join, Ms. Harris. All right,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Bowditch on did you talk to Mr. Perrin?
Yes, Your Honor. We have an executed plea agreement subject to court approval. Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf with Mr. Perrin. We would waive the formal reading at the arraignment, Your Honor. And as far as the pretrial, Mr. Perrin would be pleading guilty to an added count of operating while impaired, with the understanding all the original charges would be dismissed.
You understand that by pleading guilty, Mr. Perrin, that you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Mr. Perrin?
Oh, did we lose him? Looks like we did. We'll have to wait a few minutes and see if he rejoins. He was here for a second. He must have lost, whatever.
He is ready, Your Honor, when he rejoins.
All right, and Mr. Bowditch, I have Miss Pratt, which is a taser at the airport. The recommendation is a 4-month deferred, no trouble, it dismissed upon payment of $400 in costs. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with her.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think I might be in one already.
I'm trying to look. Yep, you are. So if I'm going to put her in breakout room number 1. Go ahead and hit join, Miss Pratt. Miss Manarino, we have Mr. Seals joining us.
Yes, Judge.
What's the offer on Seals?
Judge, that's the one that I spoke with Mr. Bowditch about, and Mr. Bowditch indicated his client wanted a trial.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Mr. Bowditch is back. Mr. Seals, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, Mr. Bowditch, your attorney is on. He's indicated that you want a jury trial in this matter.
I was requesting to speak with my lawyer in a breakout room prior to the session beginning.
Okay, he's indicated that you want a jury trial. Is that true?
I requested if I could speak with my lawyer
Okay,
in a breakout room before we begin, please.
all right, well, you're gonna have to wait for a few minutes. Mr. Bowditch, were you just in a breakout room with Ms. Pratt?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms.
And,
Pratt wishes to
and
take
what's
the
this-
mercy of, she wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor.
Ms. Pratt, you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes,
And is it true that on or about July the 4th of last year, you were at the airport and you attempted to go through the security checkpoint with a taser?
yes,
I'll accept the plea. I'll defer for 4 months, assess the $400 in costs. Do you need a payment plan or can you pay that within 30 days?
I need a payment plan.
Can you pay $50 a month?
Yep,
Actually, you've got to pay. Actually, can you pay $70 a month to make sure it's paid off by the 4 months, okay? Or wait,
Okay.
oh, it's a 4 months, it's not 6 months. You have to pay $100 a month. Is that good?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll make a payment plan of $100 a month. Apparently, I don't know how to divide 4 months by $400 this morning. I have an email address and a phone number for you. The phone number is 419-386-4074. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then the email is your first name, your last name, 61@gmail.com, correct?
yes.
Okay, you are all set. We'll send you the payment plan. No trouble for the 4 months. Make the payment and I'll dismiss it, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Seals, now I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. Mr. Bowditch,
We're ready on Mr. Perrin also, Your Honor.
oh, well, then I'll do that case first. I apologize. People versus Charles Perrin.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on
Wait a
behalf of.
second. I don't think that we have Mr. Perrin.
He was in the breakout room. with
I
me,
know,
Your
I'm
Honor.
bringing him back. Or I tried to bring him back and it didn't. It's not letting me do it.
Your Honor, can I go back in the breakout room and tell him to go out?
No, I'm going to.
All right. All right, Mr. Perrin, are you still in the breakout room?
Yes, sir.
All right, there's a little corner that says leave.
No, he's
Did you-
back, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, it said just join her. Okay.
All right, just get out of the breakout room.
Pads, yeah. Mr. Perrin, can you hear me?
Yes,
I have that, Mr. Bowditch said that you're gonna plead to this added count of impaired driving.
yes,
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
yes,
And is it true that on August the 23rd, you were in Van Buren Township of last year and you were consuming alcohol before getting behind the wheel of the vehicle that you were in?
yes,
As a result of your consumption of alcohol, your ability to drive was impaired?
yes,
And you took a breathalyzer and blew above the legal limit?
yes,
Do you understand this plea?
yes, I do.
Is it voluntary?
Yes, it is.
Anybody promise you or threaten you to get you to plead guilty in this matter?
No,
I'll accept the plea. I'm going to, is your phone number 989-942-6910?
yes, ma'am.
And what's your email?
I honestly don't have an email set up because I lost my phone. This is the phone you can contact.
Okay. No email. Are you at the 16645 Ziegler Street in Taylor?
Yes,
Then the probation department will be in touch. We will set up, she's gonna hand, Mr. Bowditch, do you stay on this case for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm making that note for Shannon. Probation will be in touch. They're gonna give you some paperwork, fill it out. We're gonna end up sentencing you by Zoom, okay?
okay.
All right, you're all set. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Mr. Perrin.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Mr. Bowditch, if you rejoin breakout room number 1, I'm gonna send Mr. Seals there right now. Mr. Seals, go ahead and hit join.
I hope you can read this.
Mr. Byers, just hang out for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Barker, we had Mr. Wilder and he disappeared.
Oh, I just talked to him a moment ago and he was calling in.
Yeah, I thought,
This is 19 and a half mile and what?
Shayna.
Oh, Shayna, okay.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple of people that don't have an identifier. Let me let them in and see who they are. The person who's joined us with the identifier of 13138, what's your last name?
Curtis.
What is it?
Curtis.
Curtis?
Yes.
And the person that joined us with the identifier is owner, excuse me.
Hernandez.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Heidi?
Yeah.
Miss Manarino, nope, I'm sorry, Mr. Zick. On Heidi Hernandez Mendoza, there's no plea offer in the file.
Let me look at that one real quick.
And then on Tequila Curtis, Miss Curtis, there's a
Yes.
recommendation from the prosecutor's office that if you pay $160 in restitution, plead guilty to this case and also pay the court $200, no trouble for 3 months, and it'll be dismissed. Are you interested in taking that plea?
No, because it wasn't me.
Okay, then I'll let you talk to the court-appointed attorney. Why don't you just hang out for a few minutes, okay?
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Your Honor,
Last name
Ms.
Curtis.
Mendoza's case was set for what time? I'm not seeing it on my docket.
It's Hernandez.
Oh, excuse me, Ms. Hernandez.
It's hyphenated. Do you see it?
Yes, I do, at 10:50. For an innkeeper, we would amend that to a double parking charge, Your Honor, at 3:50.
Ms. Hernandez, Mendoza, the prosecutors, is that to include the restitution?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is that, we'll amend it to a double parking of $350, and the misdemeanor will be dismissed, and that includes the $208 that would be returned to the parking deck.
Okay.
Can you pay that within 30 days?
Yes, I can.
All right, make sure you take care of that within 30 days and you're all set, okay?
Where do I pay that to?
You can pay it online, you can mail it in, or you can come over to the court, okay?
All right, sounds good.
You're all set. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Mr. Barker, I see your client in the waiting room. Mr. Nunley, hang on one second. Michelle, you're gonna have to check on this for dispo because it's a double parking with a restitution. So not sure about that. All
Sorry
right,
about that,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Barker, we have Mr. Nunley on Byers and Harris.
Could I have a brief breakout room with with Angela, please?
Sure, Miss Manarino. Ms. Miss Manorino, you're already in. Oh, you know what? The breakout room is closing out, so you're gonna have to give me just a second.
Okay.
Sorry about that. What are we doing on Wilder, Mr. Barker?
I'll need to speak to Ms. Manorino for a moment in the breakout when the court has a room available.
Okay, you're gonna have to wait just a couple minutes.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch, were you finished with Mr. Seals?
Yes, Your Honor. We're requesting a jury trial.
Okay, Mr. Seals, is that correct? You're asking for a jury trial?
Yes.
Okay, then that matter will be set for a jury trial. You're all set. You do have the address of 14 South Huron in Ypsilanti?
Correct.
All right, when we start setting jury trials, we'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Call me,
Hang on
Mr.
just a
Seals.
second, everyone. Hang on.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Judge Oakley was calling me. All right, so Mr. Seals is all set. It's set for a jury trial. It'll be set for a jury trial as soon as we start setting them, okay, Mr. Seals?
So I can leave?
You can leave. You're all set. And I know your mother's on here too. She can leave too. Miss Seals, you can leave. All right, now, Mr. Nunley, what was your status on Byers and Harris? You need Miss Manorino?
Yes, please.
I can hear her. I can hear her, if someone can hear me.
Yep, Mr. Wilder, hang on.
Yep, sorry.
Mr. Nunley, you're in breakout room number 2 still, so if you hit rejoin, and I will send Miss Manorino there. All right, Mr. Wilder, you just have to wait. Your attorney needs to talk to the prosecutor.
Okay, thank you.
And then, Mr. Bowditch, I have Miss Tequila Curtis. The offer is a deferred sentence for a period of 3 months on one of the innkeeper cases, restitution in the amount of $160 and court costs in the amount of $200 for a total of $360. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're still in room number 1, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I am.
And let me make sure. Yeah, go ahead and join number 1, and I gotta put her there. Hang on. All right, Miss Curtis, go ahead and hit join for breakout room number 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Wilder, while you're waiting, if you could mute yourself, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Let me figure that out. Sorry.
Mr. Dupree, who's your client?
Damian Booker, Your Honor.
I saw Mr. Booker. Hang on.
I just saw him. I think I'm seeing him right now, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yes,
I do
I'm
see
here.
him. Yep. Good morning, Mr. Booker.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I thought I saw your name somewhere. I wasn't sure. Do you? Oh, wait, he's a sentencing, isn't he?
Your Honor, he's listed as that, and we wouldn't object to an immediate sentencing, which we think we're prepared for is there's already PSI, but there actually still needs to be a plea.
Oh, you know what? I talked to her. Let me grab the file. Hang on one second.
Thank you.
Still doing my misdemeanor docket. So when sentencing starts showing up, it gets confusing. If yeah, I have it. Have you seen the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and okay, Mr. Booker, do you understand that by pleading guilty to the added count of operating while impaired, that you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it true that on or about February the 23rd of last year that you were in Van Buren Township and you consumed alcohol before getting behind the wheel of the vehicle that you were driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
As a result of your consumption of alcohol, your ability to drive was impaired,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you took a breathalyzer and blew above the legal limit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it voluntary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you or threaten you to get you to plead guilty in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Now, we do have a pre-sentence because he was interviewed by probation. Have you seen that pre-sentence? Do you have any comments before I sentence him, Mr. Dupree?
Judge, I have seen the pre-sentence. I think generally, Your Honor, I wouldn't object to what's being recommended in the pre-sentence investigation report. I don't think a further allocution would be necessary if the court's going to follow that. I think the only request I would make, Your Honor, is with regards to the vehicle immobilization. Given that the defendant's license is going to be revoked, my expectation is he'll probably be seeking to sell the vehicle.
I'm going to make a notation that he can sell it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm not going to restrict that, obviously, to a non-family member. Oops,
Thank you, Your Honor.
sorry. Somebody should have told me my video is not on. I apologize. I apologize for that. I am going to put you on probation for a year at $600 in fines and costs. You have to pay the probation costs, the state costs, the victim's fund fee, restitution of Van Buren Township, 48 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization of your choice. You're to engage in substance abuse treatment within 30 days, attend AA or NA weekly. The vehicle will be immobilized, or I'll allow him to sell the vehicle. All right, within 60 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have to provide documentation of all your prescription medications through probation department. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverages or non-prescription controlled substances with random drug or alcohol tests at the direction of the probation department. I have your email and your cell phone number. The probation department hasn't jumped on yet this morning, and I just did it without waiting for them, so they're good. I'll talk to them about that, and they'll send you your probation order, get you all set, and answer any questions that you have. Okay, Mr. Booker?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dupree. Have a wonderful day, and Mr. Booker, probation will be in contact. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Those candidates, Mr. Booker's. Are you gonna? How does she? Oh,
I said,
okay.
what do you want me to do? And she goes, no, bring it to
Oh,
me.
I was gonna just wait until I was done. That's fine. All right, Ms. Manarino, Mr. Nunley, on Byers and Harris, what are we doing?
We're ready on
Mr.
both. Nope.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
Mr. Byers, Judge, I'd move to dismiss both of those charges against him. And on Harris White, we're asking for an adjournment so we can try and sort this out.
Mr. Byers, are you there? Can you hear me? Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Did you hear that they're dismissing both of these cases?
I did.
All right, then you're all set. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then on Miss Harris White, can you hear me, Miss White? Are you still on? Do we have her? Where's she at? Did you tell her it was adjourned, Mr. Donnelly? Are you?
No. I can
Well,
call
I'm
them.
gonna hold it to the side. Mr. Nunley, I'm gonna adjourn it to November the 4th, or March the 4th at 11:30.
Okay.
And if you don't have any other cases, Mr. Nunley, you can go ahead and go. And if she jumps back on, we'll give her that date, okay? Otherwise, you can reach out to her.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, yep. And Ms. Harrison, I know if she shows up, we're gonna tell her it was dismissed.
Thank you. See you
You're
guys.
all set.
And I'll be
Mr.
in touch, Royce.
Okay.
Mr. Bowditch on Ms. Curtis's case.
Your Honor, we would waive the formal reading, stand mute if the arraignment. And as far as the pretrial, Ms. Curtis wishes a bench trial in this matter.
All right, let me put Ms. Manarino in a breakout room with Mr. Barker first. Ms. Manarino, you're already in two. Go ahead and hit join, Mr. Barker.
Thanks, Judge.
And then Mr. Zick, are you there?
I am, Your Honor.
I'm looking at a live bench trial date of March the 4th at 12 o'clock at noon.
Very well, Your Honor. That'll work.
And that means that you may have to do your Zoom from the court if you know, depending on the timing. I don't know how far your office is.
No, we can work that.
All right, Ms. Curtis, did you hear that? Do you understand? At noon, a month out, you're going to be live at the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Okay.
Well, then we will see you next month. You're all set.
They're gonna send me something in the mail, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah, 26415 West 7 Mile Apartment 116.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? Can I get a cell phone number and an email from you too for the file?
Yep, 313-870-8860.
And an email?
T as in Tom, AQULIA, C@iCloud.com.
C@iCloud.com?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
C@iCloud.com.
Yeah, your first name, then just the first letter of your last name at iCloud, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Your Honor, that was 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On March the 4th.
Okay, March
Thank you, Ms. Curtis.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
I never heard the charge, Your Honor, of an innkeeper.
Defrauding an innkeeper, we get them all the time. I mean, not
Well, that's
all
what
the
that
time,
means.
but we get a lot of them. All right, and then we have Miss Teet, Crystal Teet, Mr. Bowditch, or I mean, Mr. Zick. Is there there was an offer of impaired, or no, operating while intoxicated, and then the high BAC, the under 16 will both be dismissed. Miss Teet, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch with our in-house attorney, okay? You gotta unmute yourself.
Okay.
Perfect.
I was trying not to say too much because my daughter's in class.
No,
So-
no, no, you're fine. Mr. Bowditch, go back to room one. And Miss T, go ahead and hit join. Mr. Barker
Yes, Your Honor, I'll need a
on
moment.
Wilder.
Yes, I'll need a moment with Mr. Wilder in the breakout room. And I am so honored to be on the same screen with Mr. Zick and Mr. Bowditch at the same time. Wow.
Rejoin your breakout room and I'll send Mr. Wilder there. Rejoin
Right.
breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Wilder, hit join.
Where is it?
Mr. Daniels, what case are you on?
Judge, he's an officer on one of my trials.
I got it. Just hang out. What trial?
Oh,
Which one? It's okay, officer.
Mr. Darnell.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
that's the
right,
one, Judge.
thanks. Mr. Barker, you have to rejoin the breakout room that you're in.
The invitation hasn't come up, Your Honor.
It's not an invitation. You were already in that breakout room, so
Oh,
you can hit the thing and rejoin it.
Oh, I thought I left it. No, Your
You
Honor.
did, but you can rejoin it.
Okay.
If
hang
you
on.
can't
Oh, there,
figure
I
out
see
how
I
to
got
do it, you're gonna have to wait because I'm
I
not
got it, Your
can't.
Honor.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Mr. Von Henley? You have to unmute yourself, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I have Mr. Bowditch in a breakout room and I'll have him talk to you next, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So just hang out. You're welcome.
Is your video on? Oh, you're still in the waiting room?
No, the judge talked to me for like a second, let me know to check me in, and then
You mute yourself, Mr. Von Henley?
yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Barker, are we all set on, Mr. Wilder's case?
We are, Your Honor, and I think Zoom is going to cut him off in about a minute. So he's going to plead under the first offender statute.
Mr. Wilder, do you understand that by pleading guilty, is there a deferred sentence recommendation, Ms. Manarino? How long?
771 for 6 months, Your Honor.
6 months. Upon successful completion of the 6-month period, payment of $300 in costs, this case will be dismissed. Is that your understanding, Mr. Wilder?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes, Judge.
And is it true on August the 29th, you were in Van Buren Township and you took property without paying for it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea. I'll defer under 771 for 6 months. Can you pay the $300 within 30 days or do you need a payment plan?
No, it's not a problem.
All right, pay within 30 days. You can either pay it online, you can mail it in, you can come live to the court and pay it, and then no trouble for the 6 months. You don't have to come back. I'll pull your record and dismiss it, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Judge.
You're welcome. You're all set. Thank you, Mr. Barker. Have a great day.
Tim, call me.
I will. Thank you.
Mr. Bowditch on People versus Crystal T.
Your Honor, is there a plea agreement?
I don't know how
Yes,
to.
I told you what it was before you went in there, that it's a plea to operating while intoxicated and the high BAC and the occupant under 16 will be dismissed.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Could I go back? I wasn't clear about the plea. Could I go back in the breakout room for just a second?
Yes. Hang on a second. Let me restart because you're Yep, Ms. Teet and Mr. Bowditch, go ahead and hit join. Mr. Darnell, do you have an attorney for this bench trial that's set today? You have to unmute yourself.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I wasn't put in a breakout room. This is Mr. Von Hundley.
No, Mr. Von Hunley, Mr. Bowditch was talking to a defendant that was before you, so you'll be next. Mr. Darnell, lower left, can you unmute yourself? You gotta, yep, unmute the little icon that looks like yep, you got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you representing yourself or did you have
Yes, I'm representing myself.
Okay, just curious. It's set for bench trial today. Miss Manarino, how many witnesses do you have?
Just Officer Daniels.
Just Officer Daniel? Okay. Mr. Darnell, we've got a couple of things that we're wrapping up and the prosecutor already has her witness on. So we'll do your case in just a few minutes. Is there anything that you maybe want to at the last minute try to work out with Miss Manarino or you just want to go forward?
No, I just want to move forward.
Okay, that's fine. Just hang out for a few minutes till I wrap up a couple of these other cases.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Johnson, can you hear me?
Did you see my text, Daniels?
You said you just had my testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Angela,
Yes,
could you and I go into a breakout room on Miss T?
that's not mine. I think it's
Oh, is
Matt.
that's Matt's. All right.
Yeah.
Mr.
I'll
Zick, are
put
you there?
is Miss Teet back out? Let me bring her out of the breakout room.
And then I would need a minute with Mr. Zick, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's not letting me do it. It's not letting me bring her back out. I'm gonna just move you guys to breakout room number 2 while I try to get her out. Go ahead and hit join.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Teet, just hang out while Mr. Bowditch goes in and talks to the prosecutor.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bowditch, you have to hit rejoin. I moved you to breakout room number 2. All right, Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on T?
Your Honor, I would need to speak with Ms. Teep one more time, just briefly.
All right, Mr. Bowditch, rejoin breakout room number 2. And Ms. T, if you click, you're going to rejoin. If you touch your screen, you can hit rejoin and you'll go into that breakout room also. Do you see that? Join, hang on. All right, can you hear me now, Mr. Johnson? No. Yeah. Call him. Yep, perfect. All right, Mr. Johnson, try again. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah,
I
now
can-
we can hear you. Okay, she walked you through it. All right.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, the prosecutor in this case, which is the airport prosecutor who's on, has recommended a deferred sentence. If you plead guilty to this trespass, they'll recommend a deferred sentence for a period of 3 months. Upon successful completion of the 3-month period, let me ask you a question. What are they accusing you of doing? What were you like?
I was waiting for the bus.
Oh, okay.
I was,
Mr. Zick, I mean, it's this, you weren't, I mean, I know that a lot of the trespass that come out of the airport are, they have transient people that don't have places to stay. And they think that the airport's a warm place, which I understand, but it's not a shelter. And so that,
I got a place to stay.
okay, and I wasn't trying to, I was just trying to be very polite and saying sometimes there's a transient homeless population that they have. Mr. Zick, are you familiar with this, or do you?
I can't, Your Honor,
Yeah.
my neighbors are hollering.
That's okay. That's okay. Mr. Zick?
Your Honor, I didn't have a report on this one, but in reviewing this, we amend this charge to a double parking charge. This is not what I would call my typical trespassing case, and people have no objection to amending this to a double parking charge with a fine of $200.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
They're saying that if you pay a $200 fine, that they'll dismiss the misdemeanor. It's like a parking ticket. Well, Mr. Zick, why don't I just do this? Why don't I, Mr. Johnson, I don't know what was there a confrontation with?
No, I was waiting on the bus, charging my phone, and they came in. And they thought I was someone that I wasn't. I was ready to go. I was waiting on the bus. Yes.
Mr. Zick?
I think at this time, Your Honor, people will treat this as a warn and dismiss, Your Honor.
All right. I'll dismiss it, Mr. Johnson. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Darnell, I know we're still waiting on your case, and Mr. Johnson, I'll remove you. I know you had a hard time getting in. Now you'll
Yes, I
probably have a hard
did.
time. You're good. Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you.
All right, Mr. Zick,
Yes, Your Honor.
pretty sure if that's, are you on either one of these? Teet's yours, so you got to stick around for that.
We're ready
Actually,
on that, Your Honor.
I think Teet and Von Hunley are both yours, so you have to stick around for a minute. All
Okay.
right, Mr. Bowditch, on People versus Crystal Teet, what are we doing?
Well, Your Honor, as far as the arraignment, we waive formal reading, stand mute. As far as the pretrial, we're going to plead guilty to an added charge of operating under the influence of liquor, with the understanding that both original charges would be dismissed.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Teet?
Yes.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice rights form?
Yes.
And
So
is it true that on or about November the 2nd of last year, you were at the airport and you had consumed alcohol before getting behind the wheel of the vehicle that you were driving?
Yes.
And as a result of your consumption of alcohol, your ability to drive was substantially affected?
Yes.
You took a breathalyzer and flew above the legal limit?
Yes.
Do you understand this plea?
Yes.
And is it voluntary?
Yes.
Anybody promise you or threaten you to get you to plead guilty in this matter?
No.
I'll accept your plea. I'm going to set it over for a sentencing with the probation department. Are you at 15550 South Huron River Drive?
Yes.
And can I get a cell phone and an email address from you?
313-478-2018. First name, middle initial R, teet@gmail.
The probation department will be in contact. They're going to send you some paperwork. You need to fill out the paperwork, send it back, and then they'll talk to you, and then they'll set up a Zoom sentencing like this, okay?
Okay.
And Mr. Bowditch, I'll put your name down on it too, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to
Thank
stay
you.
on this one.
You're all set. Ms. Teet will be in touch. Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Van Hunley is on here. He said that I think he's already talked to you.
No, Your Honor.
No,
No,
okay.
Your Honor.
Okay, I apologize. No, I didn't mean today that he had talked to you before, but that's
We've
fine.
spoken in the past, Your Honor, yes.
Yeah, this is a driving on suspended. The offer is no ops. I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Von Hunley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning.
All right, go ahead and hit join, Mr. Von Hunley. Ms. Manarino, while they're waiting on that, are you ready on the Christopher Darnell matter?
We are, Judge.
People versus Christopher Darnell. Ms. Manarino's on, Mr. Darnell is on. This matter is set for a Zoom bench trial today. Ms. Manarino, are the people ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
And Mr. Darnell, are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Ms. Manarino, go ahead and call your first witness.
Your Honor, for the record, Angela Manarino on behalf of people of Van Buren Township, the people call Officer Daniels.
And Officer Daniels, can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Manarino.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Daniels, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Officer Keith Daniels,
Where are you employed?
Van Buren Township.
What do you do there?
I'm a police officer,
How long have you been so employed?
3 years.
Were you on duty on the evening of September 7th of 2019 at approximately 11:04 p.m.?
Yes,
At that date and time, were you dispatched on a call?
yes, I was.
What was the nature of that call?
It was a possible domestic assault.
Do you recall the location of that call?
Yes, it was 9032 Parkwood.
And that's within Van Buren Township?
Yes, it is.
Did you respond to that call?
Yes, I did.
Upon responding to that call, what did you observe?
What I observed was when I arrived, I observed the caller, who was Charleston Workman, coming out of that residence and being followed by Mr. Christopher Darnell.
Did you have did you have contact with either Miss Workman or Mr. Darnell?
I had contact with both of them on scene.
Do you see Mr. Darnell present on the Zoom call this morning?
Yes,
Can you identify him for the record?
yes, Mr. Christopher Darnell was the individual that I saw that night. He's the same individual on this Zoom meeting.
And upon having contact, well, let me ask you this. You had contact with Mr. Darnell that night, correct?
Correct.
And why were you contacting Mr. Darnell?
Because Miss Workman had contacted the police and stated that she believed that Mr. Darnell was going to assault her. When I arrived, he was screaming at her verbally outside of the residence.
So you're investigating a potential domestic violence incident at that time?
Correct.
Was there any other reason for you having contact with Mr. Darnell that night?
Dispatch also advised us that he had a warrant for his arrest out of Dearborn PD.
And what happened when you attempted to when you contacted Mr. Darnell?
I made contact with him on the front stoop of his residence. He was highly agitated. When I began speaking with him, he got quite aggressive with me and tried to go back into his residence. I had to grab his arm to prevent him from getting back inside of the residence, at which point I told him that he had a warrant for his arrest, told him to place his hands behind his back. He began pulling away from me. He stated to me that he did not give a fuck. He was referencing the warrant, and he tried to pull away from me. I was able to gain control of his hands and put his hands behind his back to take him into custody.
So he was taken into custody, and what, if anything, did you do with Mr. Darnell after he was taken into custody?
After he was taken into custody, I escorted him to my patrol vehicle and secured him in the back seat.
And after he was in your patrol vehicle, where, if anywhere, did you take him?
I took him to the Van Buren Township Police Department.
And once you had him at the police station, did anything, how was your interaction with Mr. Darnell at the police station?
Mr. Darnell was even more agitated at the police station. He was uncooperative and refused to allow himself to be booked, photographed, fingerprinted. I
And
asked him
what was the reason that you were booking, photographing, and fingerprinting Mr. Darnell?
for obstruction at that time,
And that was based on,
based on my attempt to take him into custody for his warrant and his attempt to pull away from me and get back inside of his residence.
they have no further questions for the officer.
Mr. Darnell, do you have any questions of the officer?
Yes, I do. Mr. Daniels, you said you encountered me outside.
Correct.
Mr. Daniels, you said I tried to pull away from you.
Correct.
Is it correct that you took me to jail in my underwear and a wife beater?
Yes, it is.
So why would I be outside in my underwear and a wife beater?
You were on the front stoop of your residence.
Okay. You said I was outside, now I'm on the stoop, pulling her in. Mr. Daniels, you said that it was for assault. Was she physically or in any danger, or was she harmed that night?
Judge, I'm gonna just object to the question. It misstates the officer's prior testimony about the nature of why they were there.
They said that they had a domestic call out.
Well, they were, right, they were
So
investigating.
he can ask if they, I mean.
He just said that it was
Mr. Darnell,
for assault.
Mr. Darnell, I already said that he has to answer it. Go ahead, Officer Daniels.
At the time that we were called, we were there to investigate a possible domestic assault. I hadn't spoken with Miss Workman, so I couldn't determine whether or not we had a domestic assault with.
Did I ask you, may I put on some clothing before you escorted me to jail?
You may have, I don't remember.
Your response was no, that's why I was not wearing any clothing. You were trying to be overpowering and enforce your will over me, and I was telling you that I was at home and I would do and say what I want to. Yes, I did. Yes, me and her did have an argument, but that's as far as it went. I was inside my home. That's why I was unclothed. What you're saying is untrue, sir. To whatever extent it is untrue. And how could I obstruct you if I'm undressed and in my own home? That's all I have to say. I'm done.
Miss Manarino, follow up with Officer Daniels.
I have no further questions for the officer.
Officer Daniels, my question is, to what extent did Mr. Darnell, I mean, I know whatever, he doesn't, I don't think he's denying that he may have sworn or whatever, that because he was, as his indication, that he was in his own home. When you were at the residence, what exactly was his, what exactly was the, I mean, he wrote it as an interfering, not as a resisting.
Because there was no resisting. That's just something he's making up.
Yeah, our local ordinance judges for interference.
And
That's
what
the-
is it? What does the local ordinance exactly say?
I believe, and I can pull it up if you just give me a second and I'll read it to the court.
Yeah, I'll let you pull that up while I let me deal with Mr. Bowditch for 1 minute. Mr. Bowditch on Mr. Van Hunley. You have to unmute yourself.
Your Honor, I do need to speak with Mr. Zick.
Mr. Zick, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. Mr. Bowditch, you're already in breakout room number 1, so go ahead and hit rejoin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Batar, what are you here for?
Morning, Judge. I have a sentencing on Ricky Tomlin.
I do have Mr. Tomlin's case, while I'm waiting on Miss Manorino too.
Judge, just on that one, the victim just called me a minute ago. He's having trouble getting into the Zoom, so I was gonna call him and put him on speakerphone so he can talk to the
That's
court.
fine. We'll finish Mr. Darnell's case first.
Okay, I
Ms.
have
Manorino, go ahead. Do you have the site?
the ordinance, it's the Van Buren Township Ordinance 58-31. Sub A says it shall be unlawful to interfere with or hinder any police officer, any member of the police department, or any person duly empowered with police authority while in the discharge or apparent discharge of his duty. And then sub B says it shall be unlawful to resist any police officer or other law enforcement agent while in the discharge or apparent discharge of his duty.
All right. Do you have any other questions of Officer Daniels, Miss Manorino?
I do not, Judge.
Mr. Darnell, do you have any other questions of the officer?
Yes, sir. Was I wearing any shoes or any footing or any socks when you took me to jail?
I don't believe that you were.
So I was outside though, sir.
Yes, you were on your front stoop.
I know. I was running around outside in my underwear. I understand.
Miss Manorino, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. People
Mr. Darnell, did you want to testify?
No, that's it. I've said all I had to say.
You don't want to tell me your side of the story at all? I mean, you
Yes,
don't have.
Yeah, I'll tell you my side of the story.
Can you raise your right hand? Solemnly
Yes, ma'am.
swear or affirm testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and tell me what happened.
Me and my girlfriend had been drinking, both of us heavily. We got into an argument, and I guess it was overwhelming for her, and she called the police. At the time we were in the home, we were still arguing. I had no idea that the police were even called. When they came, I answered the door. They entered my house. They asked to see her to make sure she wasn't harmed. We were in my house. Yes, I was upset because she called the police. Yes, I might have been talking loudly because I was drinking, but I did not resist. I did nothing. He just didn't like my demeanor and my attitude, so he took me to jail. That's why I was unclothed with nothing on. And when I asked him,
he testified that you had a bench warrant out of another department. So
yes, that's an old ticket for operating.
Well, so he did have the authority to arrest you on the bench.
I have no problem with that, Your Honor. He didn't arrest me for that. When I asked him what he was arresting me for, he said for interfering. I said, for interfering with what? I'm in my own home. I'm not doing anything.
Miss Manorino, my understanding is that he was arresting him on the bench warrant. Did he not arrest him on the bench warrant?
No.
And Mr. Darnell, please. The problem is that's the only legitimate thing he had to arrest him for was on the bench warrant. So what's the position of the prosecution? Did he arrest him on the bench warrant?
Yes, Judge.
Or not?
Yeah, the warrant out of Dearborn was valid at that time, and that was one of the reasons he was being taken into custody.
And did Dearborn pick him up?
Officer Daniels, I think do you know what happened in regards to Dearborn with the warrant?
I do not know what happened. They didn't pick him up that night.
Was there some contact with the Dearborn PD in regards to having Mr. Darnell in custody in part on their warrant?
I'm sure they would have been contacted by dispatch.
Mr.
But
Darnell,
whether they made arrangements
did you spend the night in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Miss Manorino?
No, Your Honor.
I've listened to the testimony. Mr. Darnell, I am going to make a finding that there was a bench warrant outstanding and that he had the lawful right to arrest you for that bench warrant, and that you refusing or giving him a hard time makes you guilty as charged. With that being said, under the circumstances, I'm not going to fine you anything. I'm going to give you credit for the night you spent in jail and close the file out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're all set. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Mr. Bowditch, thanks, officer.
Thanks,
Yes,
Danny.
ma'am.
Your Honor, I have to go back into a breakout room with Mr. Van Hunley.
All right, and I also have a Mr. Saffel that is, actually, I have a phone number for him that I need you to call too, Mr. Bowditch.
That's Arthur Saffel, Your Honor, 10 o'clock.
That's correct. I'm gonna give you a phone number. The phone number, the recommendation is a deferred for 3 months, and you could just put him on the phone. Deferred for 3 months. I'll keep the $300 bond, no trouble for the 3 months, and it'll be dismissed. His phone number is 313-808-1662.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I'm putting you back in a breakout room with Mr. Van Hunley.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Van Hunley, you're gonna have to hit join again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Miss Manarino on Mr. And Officer Daniels, are we done with you?
I believe so, ma'am.
Yes, or else.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you. Miss Manarino, are you
All
gonna
right,
reach
thank
out
you,
to
ma'am.
Tomlin?
I have the victim on that, Mr. Starr, on the phone, on speakerphone. Mr. Starr, can you hear the court?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we have Miss Patton on now. Oh, Mr. Batar, what case are you on?
Tomlin, Judge.
Oh, why do I have Teresa listed
Yeah.
on this?
Oh, I stood in for Dan.
Oh,
She did the
okay.
plea, Judge.
Okay, no worries, no worries. This matter was set over, I took the plea on it, but we, set it over for the victim's input. Miss Manarino, what the victim's name is?
William Starr.
Mr. Starr, any comments, before I sentence Mr. Tomlin?
Yes, this guy attacked me from behind. It was unprovoked. He's notorious for being violent. This guy doesn't need probation. He's a drunk. He does what he wants to do. He doesn't care. It doesn't affect him. He needs to do some jail time. It's the only way he may learn something.
Miss Manarino, what's the history on Mr. Tomlin? Well, first of all, on from the victim, was there any? There's no medical or anything that I have in the file.
Worked 3 days. I'm still waiting to hear from the ear specialist on the bone in my ear that was fractured.
That, Miss Manarino, if there's an issue, he's going to have to file a separate civil suit.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the work, is not recoverable. Work days aren't recoverable. What's the criminal history on Mr. Tomlin?
I don't have Mr. Tomlin's history, Judge.
Mr. Batar?
Judge, we don't dispute that Mr. Tomlin hit the victim in this case, but we have a completely different version of the events that transpired that day. Mr. Tomlin lives in a mobile home park where the victim was a maintenance person, I believe. He was out there cutting grass. My client came out and asked him if he was going to cut his grass. The victim said no. The victim then came back after speaking with his boss. And Mr. Tomlin said to him, "What do you want?" And he said, "Why did you come back if you're not going to cut it?" They started yelling at each other. They had a verbal altercation. The victim turned to walk away, but then he turned back to my client, started running his mouth again, and he said, "You will be dead in the street like your cat." Apparently, sometime prior to this incident, Mr. Tomlin's cat was found dead in the mobile home park. And so that's what set off Mr. Tomlin, and that's when he punched him. So there's no excuse for hitting him. He knows he shouldn't have hit him. However, there was a verbal provocation that did take place. Mr. Tomlin again realizes he should not have touched the individual. He's regretful, remorseful, and apologizes for that, Judge. We think probation or a sentence with some type of anger management is appropriate. We don't think any jail time is necessary. Mr. Tomlin no longer lives in that mobile home unit. He hasn't had any contact with the victim. He He will not have any contact with the victim.
I don't have any history
Your Honor,
on
I did
Mr.
find his
Tomlin.
criminal history.
What?
I did locate it. The only thing I have is a 2015 conviction for felony obstruction.
Right, which isn't that I don't have a criminal history either. I
That's
I am gonna put you on probation for a period of 6 months, Mr. Tomlin. You have to pay $300 in fines and costs, the oversight costs, but the bigger thing is I want you to complete a 13-week anger management course.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Seen all this. I was sent over by the owner of the park to cut his grass when he complained. And when I told him I could not do what he liked, he got mad. And as I walked away, he assaulted me.
And that's why I'm sending him to anger management classes.
That's not going to do any good. Prison didn't do him any good.
Well, this isn't a case where the prosecution or the defense, I mean, I understand you may not, you have the right to make a victim's impact statement, but I have the right to do to follow the guidelines, and he doesn't have a criminal history. It doesn't comport with jumping from probation with anger management to a jail time. It just. Anyway, that's my ruling, Mr. Tomlin. I have a phone number and an email, and probation will be in contact with you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Thank you,
you're
Your
all
Honor.
set.
Everyone have a good day.
Yep, you too. Miss Patton, what are you here on? You got to unmute yourself.
Did. Can you hear me?
Miss Manarino, you're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Judge, I apologize. I'm trying to get off the phone with Mr. Starr. Just a second.
No,
please.
no, go ahead and unmute yourself. That's fine.
On Mr. Ellison, Your Honor. The bench trial.
Sorry, Judge. Can I speak with Miss Patton for a moment in a breakout room, please, Judge?
Yes, on Ellison.
Yes, please.
Go ahead and hit join. Mr. Bowditch, did you talk to Mr. Van Henley?
Yes, Your Honor. I have to talk to Mr. Zick one more time, Your Honor.
Mr. Zick, you still there?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3 with Mr. Bowditch. Go ahead and hit join.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch.
Mr. Bowditch, I'm Mr. Bowditch. Your Honor, we're ready on Mr. Von Hunley. It is going to be a dismissal.
All right, I'm trying to get him back to, there he comes. All
Mr.
right,
Van
Mr.
Hunley, it's going to be a dismissal.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, Mr. Von Hunley, it looks like you paid the clearance, right? So you're good. You paid the $45 clearance.
As an innocent man,
It looks like, hang on a second, let me make sure, because it looks like that he paid the clearance and then didn't,
twice, Your Honor.
you paid it twice?
Yes, Your Honor.
I just want to make sure there's not, hang on, oh, I've got it right here. Oh, I see it that it's on here twice. Yep, okay, it's dismissed. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're
Mr. Ball.
welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Von Hunley. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor.
My pleasure.
All right, and Mr. Bowditch, the last one you have is Mr. Sappold. Why don't you call him and put him on speaker, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you
That's
get what I
Safford?
said? It's Sappold, Arthur Sappold.
Yes, Your
Call
Honor.
the phone number I gave you. It's deferred for 3 months. I'll keep the bond, no trouble, and it'll be dismissed. It's a $300 bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. And
All right,
Your
and then you
Honor,
can just put him on speaker because he can't Zoom.
sorry about the cookie.
Mr. Ellison, your attorney's in a breakout room with the prosecutor, so just hang out for a few, okay? All right, Miss Manorino, Miss Patton, we have Mr. Ellison. Oh, actually, maybe I lost him. Where'd he
Oh,
go?
he was just there.
Yeah, he was trying to connect. Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Safford,
Yes, Your Honor, we're on speakerphone.
and did you make the offer by the prosecutor for Mr. Safford?
Yes, Your Honor, he wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor. Is that right, Mr. Safford?
Mr. Sappho, yes.
Saffold.
Oh, Saffold, I apologize. And do you understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And is it true that on or about July the 25th, you were at the airport, you were acting in a disorderly fashion?
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
I'll defer it for 3 months, assess the bond, no trouble for the 3 months. I'm gonna keep your bond. And it'll be dismissed, all right?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank
Mr.
you, Mr.
Bowditch, I
Safford.
think unless you're on one of my sentencings, that you are on Blay. But that's at 12:30 if you want to come back in a half hour. You can hang out, whatever you want to do. Whenever Mr. Blay shows up, we'll do that case.
Your Honor, I'm going to hang out in case you need me.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Zick, I think we're all set with you, though. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much, Your Honor. Have a good
Yep,
day.
have a great day. And what are we doing on Ellison? Is she trying to call Mr. Ellison?
Yeah, I think that Miss Patton needs to speak with him for a moment. We should have a resolution on that.
Ms. Wazakowski, can you hear me?
Yeah.
If you just leave yourself on mute, as soon as we get Mr. Robinson, we'll do your case, okay?
Okay.
So just hang out and mute yourself. Ms.
Your Honor?
Patton, did you get Mr. Ellison?
Yes, I'm talking to him on the phone now. He says he's in the waiting room.
No, he's not. There's no one in my waiting room. He was in our
He's the one who's
whatever,
trying to
but
connect
he's.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the U318?
Yeah, that looks like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Mr. Ellison, can you hear me?
It's in his hand.
Mr. Ellison, can you hear me?
The audio's not. If we need, with what I think we're going to do, I can get Mr. Ellison on speakerphone. And Ms. Manorino, I did speak with Mr. Ellison while I called him on the phone.
Okay, are we good to go then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna just put him on speaker. Let's see if he can try to connect one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing wrong. Can you hear me, Mr. Ellison? Yeah, go
Mr.
ahead and get him on speaker, Miss Patton.
Okay, I'm gonna mute for.
Yep, no worries. I have a sentencing I'm gonna do right now. Good morning, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
Well, Judge, how are you?
Good. Your client is on here. If you reviewed the pre-sentence investigation,
I have, Your Honor, and my client indicates to me it's factually correct. We asked the court to adopt the recommendation.
on People versus Maria Wizakowski, Ms. Wizakowski, I am going to put you on probation for a period of 6 months. You're to pay $600 in fines and costs. Pay the probation costs, the state costs, the victim's funds fee, and restitution to Huron Township. Serve 48 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization of your choice. You're to attend a level 2 alcohol education program or engage in substance abuse treatment within 30 days. Provide Ms. Rapp in the probation department a copy of all your prescription medications within 30 days. And then anytime if that changes or whatever, make sure that you keep us up to date so that we know that you're taking the scripts that you're supposed to be taking and not taking anything that you're not supposed to be taking. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverages or non-prescription controlled substances with random drug or alcohol tests at the direction of the probation department. Ms. Rapp will write it up and give you a payment plan. I think that this is one of those cases under the new law that as soon as she pays everything out off and does what she's supposed to do, I think she could be closed out as soon as 4 months. Am I right, Ms. Rapp?
Correct.
So just so that you know, if you have any questions, Ms. Rapp's going to get you your orders of probation and you can reach out to her if you have any questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're all set. Anything else, Mr. Robinson?
No, Judge, good to see you.
Good to see you too. All right, you're all set. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too. Hey, Jeff.
Ms. Martinez, what case are you here on?
Today is my sentencing.
What's your last name?
Martinez.
I don't have you listed for today.
The paper that I have because I'll also talk to my lawyer today too. It says Thursday, February 4th at 2:10.
Oh, I got it. You know what? Why is this not? I have your file.
Hi, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm Miss Martinez, lawyer John.
Yeah, no. I see that, but I don't, Shannon?
Their 25th District Court accepted.
Oh,
them as
that's
their
right.
compliance.
That's right. But she's not on my, it's not on my docket. At what time?
12:10 p.m.
All I have at 12:10, it must have cut it off because all I have is a violation at 12:10.
Yeah, it was a double violation and a sentencing.
Yeah, so that's why it's not on my sheet. I have a file though. Okay. Yeah, I have that she's going to be entering into the 25th District Court on People versus Bianca Martinez, that she's going to be entering into the 25th District Court, sobriety court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any comments before I sentence her?
She's an excellent candidate to continue on. She'd been accepted into the sobriety court, Your Honor, on October 21st, 2020. I spoke with her, our sobriety court probation officer, Mrs. Kim Loranger, and she said that she's been doing fantastic there. She had been in inpatient treatment from December 15th to December 31st. And she just been accepted into phase 1 of their program on January 12th.
And that's fine. Miss Rapp, my problem is that we don't, I mean, they've got a bunch of fees and stuff that I mean, I got their additional, but they can't tell us what to sentence for fines and costs.
No, you can sentence whatever you want, but how the sobriety court works now is we would send them money when they pay here.
Okay, so it's not, but what's RHTC? Is that their sobriety? Is that like their oversight fee?
There's an oversight fee, there's a program fee. There's, I think, 4 different fees. I'm not quite sure which one is which, but they indicated that that's what their normal, the price is for each.
Well, yeah, but they have a probation cost and they have a program fee. I'm not assessing all of those fees. We don't do that. I'm not making her pay an extra, looks like $1,400 to go into their program. And put you on probation for a period of 24 months. Ms. Martinez, it's $600 in fines and costs. You have to pay the victim's fund fee, the mandated state cost, restitution to the arresting agency, our sobriety court oversight fees, Ms. Rapp. And then you have to comply with the transfer court's sobriety court terms for the 25th. All right.
Okay.
Anything else? Ms. Rapp
Nothing,
will
Your
be
Honor.
in touch about transferring the file over. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. You're all set. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. You're welcome. Miss Patton on Ellison.
I think he has his audio working. Mr. Ellison, are you in?
Yes, hello.
Okay, perfect. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we're going to move to dismiss the receiving and concealing charge and amend the driving on a suspended license to a no operator's license on person.
Your
Do you
Honor, I've
wanna
talked to my client about that. He knows he has a right to go to trial. He wishes to waive that right and to avail himself of the offer, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice rights form?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it true that back in November of 2019, you were driving in Van Buren and you didn't have a valid driver's license in your possession?
Correct, Your Honor.
I'll back out. It looks like he has a, oh, wait, 2 bonds. Let's see. It is a $300 ticket. The state adds $145 for a total of $445. Looks like you have a $400 bond, which you can use $360. So you're gonna owe me $85. Can you pay that within 30 days?
Your Honor, Mr. Ellison wanted to talk to the court about the bond. I think someone else posted the bond and they wanted their money back.
Yeah, the bond stays on the file until he pays the money off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be able to pay it off here shortly.
So I'll make a notation. I mean, so you owe whoever you posted your bond, you owe them that money because I'm applying it to the fines and costs. And you owe us the $85. Did you say, do you think you can pay that within 30 days?
Yes, I can.
All right, then you're all set. Have a great day, all right?
Thank you,
Okay,
Your
thank
Honor. Your Honor, I'm listed on a violation of probation for a James Kimball at 1210.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's because I probably took the plea on it.
Well, I have Mr. Bowditch here anyway on a 12:30. So if that person shows, if if Mr. Kimball shows up and needs an attorney, I can have Mr. Bowditch stand in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you know what? Reach out to Mr. Ellison again and tell him he has probation files and outstanding fees that he owes us that he needs to get back on a payment plan.
Okay, he thought he was on a payment plan for
He
those.
hasn't made a payment since March.
Okay, March of 2020?
Apparently.
Okay, does he just need to call the court or?
If you reach out to him and see if he can pay after he pays this $85, $50 a month, send an email to Heather with his name and his cell phone number and his email and tell him to redo a payment plan for $50 a month with him.
Yes, Judge.
But reach out to him first and make sure that that works.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Manarino, that means it's a wrap for you.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
And then Mr. Bowditch, we're waiting on Mr. Blay at 12:30 and then to stand in for Ms. Patton if we need it on Mr. Kimball.
Judge, do you mind if I come down and talk to you about a file really quick?
Nope, come on down. What's your last name, sir?
Is Blay, B-L-A-Y?
All right, Mr. Blay, Mr. Bowditch,
Yes, Your Honor.
we have, Mr. Blay.
We're ready, Your Honor. I've already spoken, Mr. Blake.
All right, and Miss Rapp. Yeah, this was a reduction that there was some confusion about. I got a new. It looks like the only thing that we have is, oh, we have this allegation, Miss Rapp, on this violation of probation, People versus William Blay. Miss Rapp,
Yes.
comment, what's the violation?
The violation is he had contact with the victim and appeared back at Huron Estates where he was ordered not to return to.
Yeah, Mr. Bowditch, you talked to your client?
Yes, Your Honor. To the violation of probation, Mr. Blay wishes to plead guilty.
Suggestions as to the punishment, Miss Rapp, for the violation?
GPS tether.
For a period of how long?
30 to 45 days.
Mr. Blay, I'm gonna put you on a GPS tether for 30 days. All right?
Yes, ma'am. A GPS one?
Yes. Because you can't
Okay.
go near, you can't have contact with the victim and you can't return to Huron Estates. So we're gonna put you on a
Okay.
GPS tether for 30 days, okay?
Okay.
And then you should be, and then when is he eligible to
I'll
be
get off.
closed out, Miss
Oh, I
Rapp?
get off probation. It was
I
supposed to be
believe
the
it's February
27th of February.
27th.
So do the 30 days and we'll close it out,
Okay.
all right? But don't go back there after you get off the tether. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're all set. Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. Have a good day. Miss Belcher, I know we're waiting on Mr. Lancaster.
When do I put the,
What's that, Mr.
When
Mr.
do
Blay?
what day do I put the tether on?
Miss Rapp's gonna be in contact with you. Oh, do you have his contact information, Miss Rapp?
Yes, I do.
Okay, she'll be in contact with you to tell you what you have to do.
If you have any questions, Mr. Blake, call me.
Okay, do I have to pay anything?
You have to pay for the tether.
And how much is it? I
Miss
can't-
Rapp will talk to you about that. How much is it, Miss Rapp?
I believe it's $360.
Oh, I can do payments.
You'll have to, she'll talk to you about the breaking out, that you have to have a certain amount of money when you go down there.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And you'll work it out with Miss Rapp. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Wycuff, we're waiting on your attorney and then I'll do your case. Or actually, yeah, we're waiting on Miss Greer and then we'll do your case.
Okay, I'm done.
You're done.
I can't because the statement they got there. They got the police report.
Ms. Belcher, did you need to talk to Mr. Van Lancaster or you just, or is he ready to be sentenced?
We're ready, Judge.
People versus, Van Sean Lancaster, any comments before I sentence him?
Yes, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of Mr. Lancaster. I just would like to point out to the court that this case has been pending for some amount of time. I did review the recommendation with Mr. Lancaster. We're asking Your Honor to consider a shorter period of probation. He does lack a criminal history. After he had the underlying offense, he did check himself into a program at Sacred Heart. He completed that program. He's currently living in a 3-quarter house, Dawn Farms. He's still participating in that program. And then I did want to mention to the court, he did just undergo a major surgery, which is why we adjourned his sentencing. So I would just ask if Your Honor is imposing any community service, that you consider any letters from his doctor if he's not qualified to do extended sitting or standing, and that just be based
No,
on.
his community service, it's not work program, it's community service. So he can do it at a nonprofit of his choice.
Oh, understood, Your Honor. Just if there are any issues
Under
in
the
his doctor.
under the new legislation, I am gonna put him on probation just for 6 months. He's to pay $500 in fines and costs, pay the probation costs, the state costs, and the victim fund fee, restitution to the arresting agency. I'll do the 48 hours of nonprofit wherever his choice is when he can. He's to continue at Dawn Farms and finish that program. Actually, Dawn Farms requires the AA anyway and stuff, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yes,
So why
he's
isn't it
participating in that, Your
duplicative to say? Yeah, just documentation of the AA. The same thing. I mean, he's doing the outpatient treatment through Dawn Farms, so it is what it is. We just accept that. And then coordinating with Dawn Farms for testing. All right.
Can
and
I
Ms.
say something
Rappel-
real quick?
Yes.
Right now, Dawn Farms has us on where we have to do our meetings virtual at this moment. We're not allowed to go actually physically
That's
be
fine.
at the meetings. I know there's an Alano Club right down the road from us, but we were not allowed to do that at this moment because of
That's
COVID.
fine. You can talk to Ms. Rapp
I
about
have-
that.
I write down the meeting passcode and all
How are we
that.
doing like Danny for
So
his?
if that's
for
if that's
his-
the pipe,
Yeah, that we have some other people that are doing Zoom meetings and stuff, so we can, Ms. Rapp will explain it to you and talk to you about it. It's not, all right?
okay.
All right, anything else?
Okay.
No, Your Honor, just that I believe Mr. Lancaster would need a payment plan.
Yep, Ms. Rapp's is going to set him up with a payment plan, and so
Okay.
we're good. You're all set, Mr. Lancaster. Ms. Belcher, I have Mr. Wyckoff on, and he was set for a sentencing, right now at 12:40. Ms. Greer was supposed to be on to
You know
get
what?
him.
I think they might have, Teresa might have sent me his PSI if you want to put me in a room with him.
I will do that. Yep.
Okay, should I leave the meeting or what should I do?
You
Is
are all
Shane
set.
Done,
Yes,
ma'am.
you can. Mr. Wyckoff, why don't you,
Okay, so Shannon will get a hold of me then?
she's going to, correct.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit join, Mr. Wyckoff, and Ms. Belcher will talk to you. Are you ready, Ms. Belcher?
Yes, Your Honor.
People versus Todd Wyckoff. If you reviewed the pre-sentence with Mr. Wyckoff?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of the defendant. I'm standing in for his attorney of record, Sharon Greer. With your permission, is that correct, Mr. Wyckoff?
Yes.
And do
Okay,
you
so I have reviewed
Go
the
ahead.
report, Your Honor. There's just one point of clarification we would like to make. Throughout the report, it mentions a blackout by Mr. Wyckoff. We just want the court to know that that wasn't because of any alcohol or substance abuse, that he was hit with an item and it was a blackout from that being struck in the head.
No, I understand.
And he
Okay.
does want the court to know that he has not consumed alcohol and hasn't in number of years. I believe he said 27. So he didn't want the court to think that that was a part of this.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, Your Honor, I reviewed the recommendation. The only concerns that he has, the complainant in this case was his fiance. They have intentions of getting back together and staying together and working through this. We would ask for no assaultive contact. And then we would just ask that Your Honor consider not ordering the 26 weeks batterers program. My client indicated that he works Monday through Saturday from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 6 on Saturday. So his work schedule is very intensive. And there's just concerns that he will not be able to participate in that program without missing work. And he did indicate he's trying to get all of his affairs and lives in order, and he's working to get into some program to get some housing. And if he misses work, he can't pay his bills. So it creates that issue for my client.
My concern is if that was, I'm trying to find it. Do we have a plea agreement in the file from Mr. King? My other concern is that there's a notation, Miss Rapp, there's a notation on the file that Mr. King wanted to be notified of the sentencing. Did we notify him of today's date?
I notified the new domestic violence prosecutor of the date. I sent her an email. And
Okay.
informed her that Mr.
As long
King
as
was-
they were notified, And there's been no, what's the issue with restitution?
She went to the hospital, so I'm just waiting to hear back if there's any restitution or damages.
All right, so the restitution we'll have to hold in abeyance. If we have to have a hearing, we will, Miss Belcher.
Understood. Your Honor.
I am gonna put him on probation for the period of 1 year. He has to pay $300 in fines and costs, pay the probation costs, the state costs, the victim's fund fee, do the 48 hours of community service. I'm gonna continue the no contact. She has to make contact with Miss Rapp and ask for contact.
Understood,
For
Your
it to
Honor.
be a no assaultive. And
Okay.
I'll reduce the 26 week to a 13 week. I'm not going to eliminate, if this was an incident where she was hospitalized, I'm not going to eliminate the 26 week batterers counseling. But I'll make it, is it 13 weeks, Shannon?
12 weeks.
12 weeks. I'll make it the 12-week program instead of the 26. We'll have a restitution hearing within 45 days if there's restitution requested. And then you're not to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverages or
Right.
non-prescription controlled substances with random drug or alcohol tests at the direction of the probation department. Okay? And Miss Rapp is going to write everything up, and if you have any questions, you can raise it with her. Okay?
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Miss